rin tayo sa taas. Hindi pala may tinatago.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, VCT We are here, the day of reckoning, the grand finals. We've been all waiting for this, and though the path was a little bit windy and topsy-turvy at times, a little bit of upsets here and there, we finally found our way at the very end of the road, at the tippy top of a very tall mountain. But which teams will soar and which teams will sink? We're just about to find that out in a little bit. But before I talk about any more, we have to take this moment to thank our sponsors. Of course, thank you PPGL, the largest multi-game esports league in the Philippines, organized by Mineski and, of course, Globe Telecom. And hashtag reinvent exciting victories in Valorant with a new Mage Punk bundle. Get yours on Coda Shop now with Globe. It's not Mage Punk anymore. We have a new one. I totally forgot what it was, but it's the Sylvanas. There we go. Thank you, voice in my ear. That just somehow manifests. Also, thank you to our official gaming PC and laptop partner, Predator. Hashtag summon your strength. Globe Virtual Hangouts will reinvent esports and bring it to a whole new level. Let's get hashtag OL together now, as Virtual Hangouts Go Esports brings events and programs like no other, starting with an apprenticeship program led by the pros, stream takeovers, and local and international tournaments. Download the Globe One app and click on Virtual Hangouts tab to get updated on the latest happenings on Globe Virtual Hangouts. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. That's PPGLGG. On Facebook, on YouTube, also PPGLGG. And on Twitch, it's PPGL_VCTPH. But we also have TikTok. It's at Hello PPGL. So yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the start of a very, very exciting day. We've been waiting for this all week long, for the past month, at the very least. We're about to find out which of these teams will go ahead and become the first representative to the Regional Challenger Series. And to help talk about this with me and break it down, we got my panel here on the Updraft by Predator. Joining me is Viminal and Ling. Again, I'm Illustrato here. Welcome, guys. And Viminal, how are you feeling on this fine Sunday afternoon?
It is a fine Sunday afternoon indeed. The birds are singing, the sun is shining. It is also, again, the day of reckoning. Is this an end of an era? Time will tell.
Ooh. Oh.
I'm just gonna let that sit and just like let the tension build for a second, like because we gotta give time for people to sort of let it sink in that we're finally here. It's Bren versus Empire and Ling. This is a matchup that we've been looking for quite a while, and this storyline for me, this team, these two teams, has been in the making since First Strike. The first team to ever take a map off against Bren was Empire. Mm-hmm. And that was in Stage 1, Week 1. And we thought for a second, Empire, they're looking deadly. Then suddenly, it got a lot hairy for the Empire squad with a lot of roster changes. But now they're in the best form we've ever seen them, Ling.
Well, I mean, we definitely see for the side of Bren finally eliminating all the problems that we think that could have been affecting their performance. It could have been the bootcamp factor, it could have been the fifth man problem, but you just see a lot of teams trying to catch up. But at the same time, we have been seeing in this tournament lately is that they have come back in a completely different identity, especially with this new addition to the roster, which is Wits.
Yeah, Wits is looking very strong. He's looking like he fits right in, Viminal.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about Wits coming into this? Do you feel like they jive enough to go up against, a team like Empire, who seems to be right now looking rather unstoppable? What I love about them, and we talked about this yesterday with Draxi, is these guys love to do their homework. These guys are nerds in a good way. They will study a team through and through, and that's what happened to Hashira, getting red, counter-stratted every single time. Will we see that here against Bren?
That could very well be the case. Previously, there was a lot of speculation as to whether or not Wits would fit in well in the Bren squadron. But he's known to be now a flexible player. He can play the duelist down the jet. He can be a flasher initiator. And that in itself was instrumental to their success. Wits had an amazing impact on the Bren squadron yesterday. And if SV Empire is, again, the best they've ever been, I could say the same for Bren.
Yeah, well, it's a perfect fit, honestly. But it seems like it could be a little too good to be true. I feel like there might be this sort of honeymoon phase that we're in right now, Ling, that, when teams just get together and they've played, for a long time, maybe it's just this whole honeymoon phase where it works out for a while and then starts to fall apart later on. But part of me tells me that it's not the case, because these guys, they've had so much international experience and they've known each other for such a long time.
Indeed. I mean, regardless of how we think that Emperor prepared for this moment, but also on the side of Bren being super confident in their roster, I still think that they have a lot to prove. I mean, this honeymoon phase wouldn't last that long. I've seen teams actually starting to get too comfortable at the start, but you realize that there are a lot of flaws in your roster, a lot of flaws in your composition that still needs a lot of work. But for the side of Bren, I still see them treating this tournament as more of a scrimmage to actually test out and benchmark whatever their performance on whatever they lack, and looking at what holes that peek through on their plays.
And we're seeing right now the highlights of the previous days. This is Bren's first game versus Wild Korea at the very start, sort of their journey to get to the grand finals. Very much, honestly, straightforward here. I think it was a little bit telling. We got two good samples here. We played Icebox twice, one for Wild Korea, one for AE, for Alpha Esports. And I think it goes case in point that Bren, no matter who they're going up against, they're just looking like a much stronger team. I think very cohesive and very, I think, in sync with each other, Viminal. But they have, but mind you, the players that they have been playing and the teams that they've been playing against, they're not exactly the most solid. I think Empire is the most solid, real threat, I'd say, that they're actually going to go up against to this point.
That is true. In terms of power level, the past couple of teams that I faced, not exactly the most up there in terms of rankings, but they were, of course, decent teams as well. So you can't really discount that fact. But of course, we heard from Borkum, rather Dubstep, yesterday during the interview, that they feel a lot more comfortable playing the game right now as a squad, because they don't have to worry about themselves anymore. They're just worrying about the team play, and their focus is renewed with wits in the roster right now. So that is a huge factor as to why they've been playing so much more cleanly compared to the previous weeks of VCT when they lost to Hashira.
I think they're, honestly growing so much as a team. Still, it's scary to think sometimes that Bren, you think they're at the top of the game, you think they're so dominant, and then suddenly they become a player like Wits, and then exactly, who knows what new heights they can achieve here with the new strats that they're bringing in with the new playstyle, because we know that their scrims, they have been getting a lot of good scrims internationally. They are still, I'd say, pound for pound, the best team in the country, in the Philippines, by not by as far as it used to be, but I think they still have a solid number one, especially after Hashira's defeat against Empire yesterday.
Well, indeed, but I do really like to point out the picture here, especially for the performance of Bren Esports. I mean, sure, they might be able to dominate the local scene, but I want to see how well are they going to be able to perform on the Masters, on the regional, to actually have and go up against foreign teams, or rather cross the border regions and be able to break out, because so far we haven't really seen much of them making a huge dent. And with this being said, with proper synchronicity, with the proper agent comms, wherever everyone is basically comfortable and adaptable in, Brent could actually have could stand a chance in qualifying, might let alone be able to score level up a bit in terms of what they can offer in that competition.
You bring up a great point, Ling, because one of the biggest, I think, hindrances of Bren, the biggest limitations of Bren, historically speaking, in international tournaments, and let's be frank about it, Humi was not ready back when they went to Masters. Humi was not ready also when, Bren performed in the C-Fire League or the E-Fire League, and then went up against other teams like X10 and such. They did okay, but at the end of the day, Humi, he was getting 5 to 10 kills per game, and that was generous, I'd say. He did a little bit better in the Masters, but still, now that they've found a new player to sort of replace him, and Wits, who has always been a force internationally speaking, he knows what it takes to compete online on an international setting. How big is this for a team like Bren in the bigger picture towards the more regional sort of side?
There's a lot to it. It's not just simple performance in the game, but it also deals with outside factors and the chemistry of the team when you're in the boot camp, and your attitude on how you use the boot camp. Again, some players, when they're in the boot camp, they play perhaps to a lesser caliber. Some of
Yeah.
them actually become stronger in the boot camp, become more synchronized with the rest of the team. And having someone like that, having someone like Wits who has a lot of experience in that regard, I think just makes it definitely a stronger package for Bren.
You mentioned Ling Hashira earlier, and Hashira, they were playing very, very solid, one of the most improved teams and the fastest improved teams. As we take a look at their previous game here, up against none other than Empire. So the biggest question I think for me is, was what we ability or their playmaking? Because it seems like, and in my professional opinion, and of course as a professional coach nowadays, I just saw them losing aim duels, and they always struggle against. I will say this again, time and time again. They struggle against aim stars like Jing. They struggled against Fire Saiyajin. For certain, they'll struggle against players like Gian Sanity or maybe Ryu. It feels like the aim isn't a top notch, but the team play is. What is your assessment on this? What do you think they have to do for Hashira's side to maybe next time beat Empire when they match up on the next week of VCT?
I mean, for the side of things that happened with Hashira and what went down yesterday, I still see this like, as I mentioned before, it's just a bad day for them overall. They weren't hitting your shots, just like how you mentioned, but it's still. VCT is a series that goes on and doesn't really stop for anyone. There's no time to breathe. The only reason, or rather, the only thing that teams really have to work on is the endurance, because week after week, you really have to be really innovative and could have to offer a lot more to the table that teams wouldn't be expecting the same thing over and over again for you. So consistency, innovation, and this is what Hasher really needs to work on right now, given that everyone could actually see their matches, could actually see these VODs. And like I said, like what Empire said yesterday, they have enough time to study them, and this is what led them to their downfall right now.
I think that is one big strong suit for Empire Viminal going into the next stages here. I don't think I've ever seen a team play as counter strat style as Empire. The way that they handled, because traditionally you'd see, and Hasher has been doing the same play style on Haven since forever. They've left Jeremy to lurk on the Cypher. That's how that's how they almost won that's how they struggled against Archangel before, and that's how they almost beat Bren on it. But now, after studying the VODs, suddenly Empire are able to win that. And you can see in the highlights here that Empire have a good solid read. How big of a factor is this that they really go ahead and study their enemies and go for those counter strat kind of plays? Or is it like a bad thing where maybe they focus too much on the opponent's play and not themselves?
I don't think it's a bad thing. Honestly, studying your opponents definitely part of the meta here in huge tournaments like this. But of course, you can't just focus on what happened in the past. You can't just put your full focus onto watching VODs, and because you have to expect that your opponents will bring out something new. But the moment that they don't, then you have the upper hand. So really, it's more of like, there's nothing to lose if you study your opponents. You will always gain something about that. And the least that can happen is that you get surprised if they do something else. Now, for the side of Empire facing Bren today, I noticed that Bren yesterday, they did pretty much the same plays during their 2 Icebox games, and throughout the rest of their maps, they've been doing the same thing over and over again. So that kind of tells me that they're saving their next level strats for the Grand Finals, for the C stage. I think they're very well aware that Empire will be studying them as much as they can, and they're trying to counteract that in certain ways.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that this is just something Hashira was not prepared for. I feel like Hashira was focusing on their own game and not aware that Empire had studied them like a book at this point here, which is honestly really well played from Empire in a beautiful series. And how could you really account for a player like EJ? My big problem, though, is for what I see in Empire side, EJ has to play insane to beat Hashira. Or Empire has to EJ has to play insane to beat Bren. Do you think, Ling, that if EJ doesn't come online like this in a crazy way like this, that they stand a chance against a team like Bren?
Man, that's gonna be a huge problem for the side of Empire right now. You've seen how much this player has made a huge impact with their games overall, and it's hard for them to lose one leg on their chair and have like a pretty wobbly structure overall. Because I don't even think that you would even stand a chance against Bren right now. A full 5-man roster that has full capabilities of having enough firepower to take everyone down and just aim duels alone, and with EJ out of the equation for Empire. Um, it is not looking so solid, and Empire might actually have a huge problem with just relying on all the fragging capabilities with Nexi and just Symbol alone.
Right. I mean, Symbol and Nexi, sure, they're great here, but I feel like it's gonna take something magical to beat a team like Bren, especially in their new form. It's kind of unfair, Viminal, because it just seems like, oh, they've just went Super Saiyan God or something like that. There's nothing you can do, and you're like, I don't know, you're like a Yangcha who's just sitting there like, damn.
Well,
What?
my my favorite saga was the Frieza saga because Frieza had
Oh,
so
yeah.
many forms, right? And you know, SV Empire could probably like Vegeta when he thought he was going Super Saiyan, but he actually wasn't. So I don't know. That's a bit of speculation right there. I think it's a pretty good analogy. We
Yeah, I
see
think so.
Empire really excelling and reaching new heights, but is
I
it
agree.
enough to beat Bren in their final form, which we probably haven't seen yet? You know what I mean?
Well, I agree. Well, one other team who we wanted to see go Super Saiyan was, Alpha. We'll take a look at their highlights in just a second. But so Alpha, they came and performed, I'd say, a lot better than I think we did. Ling, dubstep was crazy. Wits was crazy. Look at he starts off like he was just hot the whole game, and I feel like having dubstep unlocked is such a key factor for Bren. No matter how good ITZ was, no matter how good GN Sanity was, I think they were genuinely truly outgunned on the firepower side by Bren. There's just no way around it because you have the likes of Wits clutching every other round. Sure, you have ITZ here and there, but a lot of the other players, and I'm not gonna say who because I think we all know who it is, who they are maybe. But I feel like there were some other players on the AE side who truly needed to step up.
Step up, and not only that, probably channel a little bit more creativity with their team overall. Because for the side of Bren, I fully am gonna be expecting this to happen. They were gonna be putting out this type of experience against teams like this who barely had any competitive side on their competitiveness in their blood, which is quite unusual for Alpha Esports to not even see this coming. You'd see them being a little bit too cocky in the server for no reason at all, and this is where we're actually going to be seeing them completely punished. Bren Esports getting the upper hand on them, and I might have to say, it's just not that level of competition that I was expecting during that matchup yesterday.
Yeah, Viminal, your thoughts here on AE versus Bren? I know we got to talk about this a little bit here yesterday, but I feel like we were barely scratching the surface. So
Yeah.
the adjustment phase, the adjustment period for Alpha Esports, I don't think it's done yet. I feel like they're still getting used to how people play here, how teams play here. I mean, they just settled in to VCT. It's gonna take them a while to figure out how the other teams in this country actually do play.
Yeah, I mean, the odds of them completely dominating the scene right off the bat, fresh off the boat, is extremely unlikely. And we see here some growing pains yet again, a new roster, a lot of experience to be gained, and of course, a new country to play in, right? And we heard it from G Insanity himself. He wasn't expecting that they would reach this stage of the VCT this only a few months into the process. He was expecting a little bit more time to mature and develop. And we might see AE more and more right after this. In fact, I know, I'm sure of it,
Because
they
they
did
qualified.
better. Yeah, they did better than Walkure. And they did qualify, right?
Yeah, and
They did better than
obviously they got
Walkure.
to the semis.
All things considered, they gave Bren a pretty good fight. I kind of disagree with what Ling said. I think they did way better than a lot of people expected. But you are correct in saying that definitely some of their players would really need to step up and match the firepower of Ryu, ITZ, and of course GN Sanity.
Well, enough about that for now. That was our recap for the week here at Updraft. You just heard about all of the games that we figured out, that we played over the past few days. But now it's time to look to the future. And to tell us all about the future, we have the magic rice cooker of Ling here. Sponsored, of course, by
Oof.
none other than us here at PPGL. We just decided to show him some love after flying all the way to Manila for this. So, Ling, what have you got here today in the magic rice cooker of yours?
Man, the secrets does this rice cooker hold? I mean, it's seen a lot of controversial statements in itself, but man, this baby has a mind of its own, and it's
Yeah.
impossible for me to even tell what to say and what not to say on this broadcast.
Have
Right?
you
I mean, you
ever
can't be held accountable for it because
yeah,
it's not your thoughts. It's the rice cookers.
have you ever used it to
Exactly.
cook rice or
I
is
haven't.
yeah.
It's
I'm
more
pretty
for
sure it
making
would be.
predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
pretty sure it would be disrespectful for this entity to be used as a rice cooker
Yeah.
because
Even though it is.
he or she has found a better purpose in his life. And
We agreed that we'd name it. What the name, Ling? The name. What, have we
well,
decided? No, not yet.
oh, we actually haven't decided on a name.
Okay, well, we'll get to naming. How about this? Hey, viewers in chat, let's run a vote. Let's run a vote. What should we name Ling's rice cooker? There we go. We're gonna run a vote for you guys. I've decided this right now. Yes, because my word is law here. As the panel host. I've decided that you viewers in chat will decide Ling's rice cooker name. Okay, so we're gonna take your votes. We'll figure out how we're gonna execute that a little bit later on. But now let's get to what the unnamed rice cooker actually has to say, Ling.
We'll
Okay.
see about that. You better say something good. I don't want to get in trouble again.
We're gonna get fired. I just know it.
I'm ready.
A kingdom shall fall.
Oh.
That's pretty vague.
Today, tomorrow.
Can you be more specific?
Okay.
Today?
Well, interesting. A kingdom shall fall. Okay, so that could either mean empire,
things.
king, empire, kingdom, or empire of Bren. So open to interpretation, guys. My mind is blown. Chat, help me out here, viewers.
My God.
Viminal.
I don't know, man. It just goes two ways. Could it be empire? Could it be alluding to the fact that empire's reign will stop, or rather, Bren's empire will fall? I don't know. Just
No.
so many possibilities.
Well,
A
Viminal,
lot
I'm
of
going to ask you
possibilities.
right now. Well, speaking of people that go both ways, let's go ahead and talk about. No, excuse me. Wait a minute. No,
Excuse me.
before we do
Go
have.
on.
We do have to continue with the program, guys. We're having a bit of fun here. So the tournament bracket we're showing that on your screens. This is going to be the journey of what we're going to be experiencing here today. I'm happy to say we have more. We have the Empire and Bren Grand Final. So you guys know what's up. You guys know how we got here. Viminal, take us through what we saw in the brackets.
All right, coming up here, HSR versus GXR. We were expecting Galaxy Racer to be their kryptonite. We said it a lot on the panel, but Hashira, again, played really disciplined and did what they did basically last week, and Galaxy Racer was just not ready. But moving forward to that, facing against SV Empire here, it just looked pretty weak. Perhaps they were a bit overconfident. Again, just speculation. When you're at the top of the game, you got to work to stay up there, and Hashira failed to do that in that time.
Okay, well, I'm going to agree. Hashira did fail in that account, and hopefully it'll be better when we see them again in week number 3. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move on and talk about you guys here. You guys can be winners at home. If you participate in this little giveaway, we're giving 1,500 plus worth of Valorant points. And if you want to do that, this is how you got to do it. I'm going to pull it up on your screens below. So, Ling, I've done it all this time. It's your turn. It's your turn. You got to tell the viewers how to win.
Is it because I'm the streamer?
Yes, yes.
I'm so
Yes.
used to this.
You're used to doing that.
This is
Anyway,
your job now.
guys. So to join the giveaway, all you have to do is just like and follow the PPGL Facebook page. That's going to be the first one. Second is that you like and share the stream with a caption of which team that you are rooting for. It could either be Bren or you could be an Empire fanboy. And yeah, last but rather the third is that you have to make sure that your post is set to public so we could make sure that you followed all the instructions right above. Make sure to include the hashtags, hashtag Valorant Challengers, hashtag VCTPH, hashtag PPGL Valorant. And of course, let's not even forget, it's going to be 10 winners that we are going to be having here today. And yeah, it's 1,500 points. You could buy a battle pass and you could buy anything. Upgrade. I don't know what you're gonna do with that.
Yeah, well,
So yeah.
could be a number of things here, but if you want to watch, see, I'm taking this opportunity to savor that you're all on camera right now. So Viminal, why don't you tell me specifically and the viewers, where can we watch the different languages on the stream?
Oh my god, language stream. Okay. Watch the game with English commentary. Of course, you're watching us on twitch.tv/ppgl_VCTPH and bit.ly/ppgl-YT on YouTube if you so prefer. But of course, we don't forget that we have Vil, Taylor, and Ray Ray on the Filipino commentary over there on facebook.com/ppglgg. Wow, this is a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah, not very fun, is it?
-YT. And of course, both panel discussions are in English, so you got to live with us.
Well, yeah, you got to deal with it. I'm sorry, nothing you can do. You're going to be staring at these beautiful faces for the rest of VCT, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for all of you fans out there of Viminal. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and we got a little special something for you guys at home. If you guys are sitting there, you guys are comfy, go ahead and get your snacks. We got a special video that we have been working out for you. It's taken us a while to make this, but we've got something prepped. Check it out.
During game number 1 of the Valorant Challengers PH Stage 1 Week 3 semifinals between Oasis Gaming and the First Order. At the map Ascent on the 10th round, TFO's Coco stood his ground and staged a solo comeback to seize the round. The grit, the grind, and of course the creativity. The fuel to fire these top-notch plays during these high-level competitions. Ever wonder what's going on in a pro's mind as such moments unfold? My name is Asarai, and this is Galawan Pro Gaming. Let's rewind a little bit. We're having an almost back-and-forth action from both teams, with Oasis Gaming the crowd favorites to win this matchup. This came out of a round victory to put themselves ahead of the First Order, 5-4. Now, on to the 10th round. The First Order goes for a divide-and-conquer approach towards both A and B sides of Ascent. But as the round opened, they were once again lured into the trap laid by the defenders, and now they find themselves 2 squad mates short for the attack. Now, with the rest of TFO moving to Courtyard, slowly towards the A site, they managed to get in the position to spike up, but at the expense of 2 more TFO bodies on the floor. And for this moment, we turn our eyes to the First Order's Omar Coco Lopez, the Sentinel player and the man of the hour himself.
I'm Omar Lopez, aka Coco from the First Order. Cool info, si Papi Chulo ng Bren, siya yung dati kong team, yung una-una kong team, naging kampi ko siya.
His prior FPS experience notwithstanding, it looks like his agent of choice, Killjoy, is a key component to his laid-back but impactful playstyle.
Sa akin, maganda talaga siyang gamitin kasi yung mga abilities niya, kaya magbigay ng info. Kung mag-killjoy ka, dapat yung abilities niya magamit mo ng maayos para yung maximize ng abilities niya is magamit mo.
Going back to the game, after Zerg plans the spike, he got peeped by the opposing Omen. Short numbers and a very precarious position and situation, Coco needs to come up with something and he needs to do it fast.
Alam kong nasa A-main yung Omen, kaya nilapag ko yung turret ko, tapos minoli ko siya. Inaantay ko siya na pumik.
And exactly as he predicted, Ripper peeked towards the A site after he took down Zerg from A main, and he met the waiting eyes and cold barrel of Coco for the frag.
Yun, buti pumik siya, napatay ko siya. Kasi kailangan ko mapatay yung A main dahil yung position ko, lilipat ako, titingin ako sa heaven, ma-open ako sa A main. Kasi yung dalawa manggagaling ng heaven. Kaya nung napatay ko yung Omen, mas napadali.
Relying on his intel and his good read on the situation, Coco turns his sights on the rafters of heaven in full anticipation of Oasis Gaming's retaliation. From being the hunted, now the hunter, Coco avoided the incoming 2v1 trade skirmish and brought the engagement into separate 1v1 duels where he is at the winning advantage.
Anong pagkapatay ko sa Omen, pumik ako, napatay ko yung Sova. Nag-fallback agad ako, kaya hindi ako ma-trade nung Killjoy. Nag-iba ako ng position, lumipat ako sa kaliwa, tapos pinik ko siya. Sakto, napatay ko naman siya.
And that was Coco going absolute loco to wrap up that clutch of a round.
Overflowing with the blood of his opponents, but Coco gonna be able to hold yet again 1v2 scenario, and that's gonna be the Sova going on down. Coco right now looking absolutely loco, and there you go, he is insane in the membrane. The triple kill for TFO to clutch it out.
The VCT Stage 2 Challengers Philippines is still ongoing, with the stakes going higher and the competition getting better. How will you face this evolution?
As a team, syempre, everyday kami dapat mag-practice, gumawa ng bagong strat kasi hindi naman pwedeng paulit-ulit lang. Tapos, kailangan everyday may natututunan kami kasi hindi lang kami yung nag-i-improve, pati din yung ibang team. Gumagaling din sila.
Your road to the Masters starts here at the Stage 2 of 2021 Valorant Challengers. Welcome to the evolution.
Good luck and have fun and enjoy the game.
Don't forget to like and follow the PPGL page so you don't miss out on the updates related to the Valorant Challengers. My name is Asarai. See you on the next episode of Galawan Pro Gaming.
Well, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. The grand finals is nigh. The moment that we've all been waiting for here. It's Bren versus Empire, two legends of the scene, and stalwart bastions here, and honestly anchors of the Philippine esports industry. Now I'm gonna bring it back to you guys here. Welcome back. I'm Lustrado. This is Viminal and Ling. These guys are my panelists. So Viminal, we're just about to get started, and let's go ahead and break it down. We're going to talk about the two teams that we have right now. And the first team that I do want to really get into and talk about, I think we got Bren on our hands here. So honestly, Bren, what more is there to say about them? These guys have been around here forever. For the people who might not be uninitiated, Viminal, who exactly is Bren?
Yeah, Bren Esports, stalwarts of the Filipino FPS community, and they have had a lot of international experience. You got Borkham, Dispenser Dubstep, Jesse Vash, and Wits. Now, we've spoken about this in length, okay? But in case you just tuned in, Wits has joined the Bren roster, and so far he has performed really, really good, and he fits like a glove to the Bren squadron, whom we often thought it was going to be a 4+1 kind of situation. But now it's looking like a full 5-man roster, right? And again, to the uninitiated out there, these guys are legendary status in their FPS careers. And they've played for international teams as well. They're not limited to the Philippine scene. So these guys are the best because they've put in the hours, they've put in the work, they've had a ton of experience.
And it shows. It shows. And has, as a team like Empire, going up against the experience on Bren, what are the keys here? What do they got to do, Ling? It's not easy to get a team like to beat a team like Bren. But I'm gonna ask you right now, as we take a look at the roster of Empire, what are the win conditions here? And what are the win conditions? What do they got to do if Empire wants to take the victory up against Bren?
Well, as far as Empire is concerned, I really do see them having a better chances of winning if they just stick to what they know right now. We don't really see much of Nexi playing with the flex role. He's sticking on towards the Sentinel, and other than just that, I really want to see them enable EJ more, because you did mention a while ago that the only chances that Empire was able to outplay Hashira all in itself is the sole reason that they have an EJ on their team, which is completely phenomenal with the duelist role, and fully understand that sticking to their guns rather, is one thing, and this could actually be contributing to their win against Bren.
My biggest win condition for Empire is they have to win Haven, because simply Haven is the best map of Empire. It's where they beat Bren last time, but Bren are looking so much better at it now again. So I don't know. I think Empire, them taking Haven, that will give them a solid chance here. Taking away one of the best maps of Bren and taking their own best map, I feel like it will give them a solid chance at it. Other than that, in terms of map, it's going to be a little bit hairy. But let's go ahead and talk about the individual players now. We got the head-to-head coming up of both of these players who we will be featuring in this upcoming segment right now. So as you can see, EJ and Dubstep, no question about it. Two best fraggers, I think, right now on their team. Viminal, what are your thoughts on these two players?
EJ yesterday was just off the charts, and as is Dubstep. And we often thought of Dubstep yesterday as sort of an unleashed beast. This is the best we've seen Dubstep in quite a while. He's known to play the Brena, he's known to play the Jet as well. And sometimes he goes double duelist with Wits. Now, these two teams have such amazing fraggers because their teams have created a system that allows them to shine. But more so, I think, on the side of Bren, it's just a lot of them simultaneously popping off. But if EJ is as on point today as he was yesterday, I think Bren are in for a good run for the money.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think that if they can play at the top of their game, Empire, they can look very, very deadly, as they have very much so done in the past here. But whether that's enough to beat the actual roster of the new and improved Bren, I don't know about that. But what I'm sure about is that the maps are going to be absolutely crucial. We've seen them today, and we're about to take a look at the vetoes right now. But before we get into that right here, let me get your opinion on these right now. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you first, Ling. So we got Ascent, we're followed by Haven, Icebox, and then Haven, and then Bind and Split. What are your thoughts on these maps that we have, Ling?
I mean, looking at the side of things, it's still going to be favorable on the side of Bren, especially with this Icebox and Bind pick. We've seen them pop off on Bind, especially with their newest duelist. But here on Icebox, might have to say, even if they do all the same things here, imagine how much brain power that each and every individual player has to outsmart their enemies regardless of whatever the situation is. I see them overcome a lot of lumps along their journey, and for a team like Empire, I don't see them having much of a problem dealing with this. No matter how much homework they did, Bren still is going to be reborn as a different team here.
Is there any chance that Empire takes Icebox? Because it actually was picked by Empire. Much to our surprise here, Bren went ahead and picked up Ascent.
Now, here's the thing. We saw Bren quite a bit play Icebox yesterday in their new form. But again, they were sort of repeating the same thing they were doing.
They were like okay, right? They weren't doing anything special.
Who knows? This time around, it could be not a double duelist setup, and it could be Wits not playing the Jet. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
really, it's up in the air. The win condition, I think, for Empire was that Bren has been in the limelight for so long, and they have so much opportunity to study Bren's every move. But now you basically erase the old narrative. You basically erase the old canon of Bren's lore, right? Now you have something completely new, and you have no idea what you're up against. So,
I think I have a new moniker for Empire now. I'm going to call them the trap card. Because that's what they do. They take your plays and they use it against you. And I think that the way that Empire have been playing, it's just so interesting. They're like mirror wall for those who have watched Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyway, let's go ahead and ask you guys for your predictions. Ling and all. Go ahead.
Man, it's 3-2 in favor of Empire Esports, a team that has been doing all their homework. But then again, I highly doubt that they are going to be going out for the clean sweep. Bren will still take a map or two because of the fundamentals overall, but let's just say it's always going to be the big brain power that Empire has right now. What knowledge do they hold against their enemies that could be used against them, like you guys said?
Yeah, I think really what Empire has to do here is that they're going to have to think on their feet, and rely on their adaptability to win. Because again, there's not much to work for in terms of map knowledge now that Bren has a new roster. But for my predictions, it's going to be a 3-2 in favor of Bren Esports.
I think Ling and I are two of the only three, including Asarai, who predicted Empire. So I'm going to stick with 3-2 Empire. I feel like if they can capitalize on on the mistakes of Bren, and Bren make a few mistakes, especially with the new roster, they can be able to take this victory themselves. But you heard it from us on the panel right now. Again, I'm Ilstrado. This is Viminal, and this is Ling. We're currently your panelists here in the VCT Philippines, and this is the current stage number 2. And we got week number 2. We're about to find out who of these teams are going to be the Philippine representative, the first Philippine representative to the regional tournament itself. But I'm not going to be telling you that story. It's going to be all about the casters here. So I'm going to leave it in the brilliant and beautiful hands of all our amazing casters. We've got Empire versus Bren.
8 teams na sumala dito sa Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage 2, of course. But we're now down to 2. But there can only be 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are casters. My name is Vil. Alongside with me is Ray right here. And again, welcome to the day number 3 of the Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage 2 presented by PPGL. And this is going to be a match between SV Empire, between Bren Esports, again, for a numerous time already. And they really can't wait on who's gonna be the representative of our Filipino people. Ray, kamusta?
Ito, Bill, mainit na hapon. Pero syempre, shoutout nga pala sa mga tropa natin dyan. Sana mag-ingat kayo, may bagyo. So hopefully safe kayo dyan. And at the same time, Bill, gusto ko lang tanungin kung anong kinain mo for lunch. Kasi napakadami natin ulit energy eh. So ikaw, Bill, kinain mo for lunch.
Actually, sa tao lang, busog na ako. Medyo nahihirapan nga ako mag-cast pag busog ako. Kumain ako ng 4 na turon with ice cream today. Oh my God, ang sarap.
Nana, with ice cream.
With ice cream. Tapos after nun, nag-yakult ako pagkatapos. Ay, Diyos ko po, ang sarap. Yun lang, share ko lang mga kaibigan. Ikaw, Ray, ano kinain mo today?
Ako naman, syempre, yung mami ko nagluto ng napakasarap na tahong and buttered shrimp. So, pasarap talaga ng niluto ng mami ko. Oh, guys! Yung mami ko, masarap siya magluto ng seafood talaga. Kaya,
Sana matikman ko yung luto ng mama mo. Anyway, mga kaibigan, of course, a big shout out to all the people who's watching right now, and a big shout out sa mga viewers natin all over the world, mga kaibigan. I know you are actually waiting for this, and once again, this is gonna be a match between the number 1 so far here in the Philippines, which is Bren Esports versus SV Empire. We've seen them play yesterday, and that is so action-packed, mga kaibigan. Lalo na-dethrone ng SV Empire yung defending champion natin, which is Hashira yesterday. Well, that is a 2-0 score, and nanalo ang Bren Esports sa Alpha Esports Pro yesterday as well with a 2-0 score too. So, pwede natin sabihin na undefeated itong mga teams na to, and they have their own playstyle, they have their own strats, and nakita din natin kung gaano ka-explosive si EJ kahapon. The question is, can he do a 5 tuloy? I mean, can he do an ace ulit on an operator? We can see about that if ever lang na magagawa niyo dito sa Bren Esports, knowing na nag-change roster and nag-change din sila ng agent composition. So we're gonna know now if ever they're gonna do it again, or this is gonna be a same old story just like yung nangyari back then.
let's see, pero the fact na napakalaki ng improvement ng SV Empire, and we've seen them taking yung very first map nga against Bren before sa Haven. I still think this is gonna be a close fight, katulad lang din na nangyari last week 1 natin here in the VCT Stage 2. And at the same time, gusto ko lang sana mag-shoutout syempre sa mga nasa back-end natin. Hello kay Boss Kulot, shoutout nga pala sa'yo. And of course, shoutout kay Emerald Liado, hello sa'yo, shoutout. And sana masaya ka sa panonood ngayon ng Valorant Challengers. Pero sabi dito may giveaway. So ano po kaya yung magiging giveaway natin this time?
Magkakaroon tayo ng VIL points giveaway, mga kaibigan. All you have to do is like and follow the PPGL Facebook page. Don't forget to like and share the stream with a caption of which team you are rooting for, and make sure the post is public with the official hashtag Valorant Challengers, hashtag VCTPH, hashtag PPGL Valorant, and hashtag Pogi Civil. And a total of 10 winners will win 1,500 plus Valorant points. So please stay tuned kasi sasabihin namin yung winners at the end of the stream.
And of
Busog kasi
course-
ako alam mo yun.
Oo
Busog
nga
kasi ako Ang sarap ng kinain ko
Ganun talaga pag masarap ang kain. Siyempre, nababubusog ka. Pero dito naman tayo sa mga nagtatanong, ilan po ba yung broadcast? Saan po ba yung mga broadcast natin? Ano po bang mga language? Well, dito namin sa inyo ipapakita. So, there are actually 2 broadcasts now. We have yung commentary for Filipino and also we have for English. Pero waiting lang tayo sa links na ipa-flash natin. Pero yung Filipino commentary, guys, nandito ngayon. Nakikita nyo, kami ni Vil yung nasa Filipino commentary. While ang English commentary naman is nasa Twitch. You can look at there's the search PPGL VCT and you can see already it appearing here in Twitch. So, tignan natin yung magiging links para para makita natin. Ayan, speaking of, so sa English commentary, it's gonna be twitch.tv/ppgl_VCTPH. While dito naman sa Filipino commentary, which is kami ni Vil, facebook.com/ppglgg. And if you also want to watch sa YouTube, kung marami kayong computer, marami kayong cellphone, iPad, punta lang kayo sa bit.ly/ppgl-yt.
And this is it, mga kaibigan. There's gonna be a best of 5 action dito sa araw na to. And makikita nyo kami. Hanggat hindi pa ako tinatanggal ni PPGL, kami pa rin ang makikita nyo dito sa screen nyo. So, wala namang kayong magagawa. And, tanggapin nyo na lang kami, mga kaibigan. Yun lang talaga.
Mukha namang masaya naman ata kayo na kami nagkakas. And sure naman kami. So, magsasama-sama pa rin tayo hanggang sa matapos itong Valorant Challengers Tour. So, medyo matagal-tagal pa to. Mga almost a year tayo magkakasama. Talagang binigyan ng oras no? Pero, looking at Bren Esports, ayan na kahapon, kita nyo naman si Jessie Bash nakatingin sa camera ngayon. Mukhang seryoso talaga sila. Si Bits ngayon ikipag-apiran. Si Dubstep, Dispenser, ayan, mga nagwagwapuhang players ng Bren Esports nasa bootcamp na ulit. Kaya kita nyo naman, chillax lang, di ba?
So far, Bren Esports and syempre matagal na talaga sila naglalaban dito, SV Empire, and syempre ang Bren Esports na since week 1, since stage 1, sila pa rin talaga maglalaban ngayon. And there's gonna be a same old story again. Sila ulit parang if ever na manalo ang SV Empire ngayon, just po, there's gonna be sila ang magiging first Filipino representative natin. Of course, lahat naman ng tao dito, lahat naman ng players na naglalaro dito wants to be the representative of our Filipino people, mga kaibigan. So let's get it on for the game number 1. Ako nga pala ang ayong mga Turon Lords at kasama ko naman si Uwu Lords, mga kaibigan. Here in the Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage number 2, presented by PPGL.
And
first map is Ascent.
Ascent map. And nakita natin to kahapon, SV Empire actually they took over ang Hashira. Alam na nila kung paano nila magiging strat nila against NV plays sa Ascent, the best pick of Ash Hashira, natalo ng SB Empire. Pero this time, we also see how good Bren is in this map. Pero tignan mo ngayon yung agent pickings nila sa SB Empire. Nakapag-lock na sila. Ito na talaga usual lineup. Pero as of now, I think I'm not seeing EJ playing at all sa SB Empire. So, let's see if anong mangyayari now. Kitty is gonna stand up as their duelist din.
So, makikita natin yun dito. EJ is, siya yung naging literal na talagang explosive kahapon dito sa ating match, lalo dito rin sa Ascent. Pero he is not playing now because, like what Ray Ray said, Kitty is right there. So, ano kaya magiging mangyayari dito sa match na sa dispenser, mga kaibigan, bumahing. Pero EFAS yan, Lods. Huwag yung mag-alala.
And, pero ito na mga no-lords.
now,
Ang SV Empire.
face reveal naman dyan,
Oo.
Draxi.
Oo nga.
Pero we have Kitty, Nexi, and Symbol, and that goes into this game right now, and it's time for the game number 1 of the Grand Finals. SV Empire versus Bren Esports. Who will be our first representative for the regionals? Without further ado, Ray, let's go.
Speaking of let's go, nagkaroon kagad tayo in just a few moments ng technical pause or tactical pause. Pero nandito namin, medyo pinapabitin pa tayo, guys. Sabi, alam kong napakainit na magiging laban ngayong hapon. Pero wag kayong magmadali dahil meron lang tayong onting pause. Pero bago magsimula ang lahat, tignan muna natin yung players, yung agents naman sa side ng Bren. And we have Sova, Jessiva, syempre, Sovash, Borkum, siya na ngayon ang nagko-controller, syempre still dubstep with the duelist jet, dispenser naman for Killjoy, and Witch, syempre with the bridge.
So this is gonna be a really exciting moment for these teams, and ito yung dito na naman papasok yung pagiging we can say na flexible ng Bren Esports, because yun nga, Wits went in already. Pwede siyang maging duelist, pwede siyang maging breacher, anything na kahit anong gustuhin ni Wits dito. So actually pwede kang mag 4 duelist stack ang Bren Esports, kasi mga dati naman talaga puro nag-switch sila dati onto duelist, yung iba yung Reyna and stuff, yung iba Phoenix, alam mo yun. They can do that, pero for SV Empire, they really want to stick dun sa talagang agents na comfy sila, which is really a good thing as well. Kasi if ever mag-stick tayo sa isa lang talaga, hindi na tayo mag-adjust or anything. We're just gonna do the same thing all over again, and maybe that can give us a win.
And speaking of, gusto ko lang din talagang makita kung ano kaya, now that EJ is not gonna play for SV Empire sa first match natin, ano kaya yung magiging toll neto para sa SV Empire? What will be their strat? Ganun din kaya kasing linis din ba ng naging performance nila kahapon? Or will it be different from this time? Knowing na si Kitty ang duelist nila, but syempre with Symbol's help, I'm sure they're gonna be making it in the attacking side. Pero at the same time, nakita na ng Bren kung paano maglaro ngayon sa Ascent ang mga taga-SV Empire with their lineup kahapon. Pero if EJ is gonna be playing, malamang may kakita tayo ng Raze duelist, but then still Kitty, I'm seeing so much potential. Hindi naman siya syempre magsi-6 man if, alam niyo yun, hindi siya with a total chemistry when it regards to SV Empire's teamworks. But as of now, kailangan talagang SV Empire makapag-igib na sila ng points. Kailangan talaga nilang makuha kagad yung momentum nila before Bren Esports will be striking back to them.
Who's gonna strike hard the first? Who's gonna retaliate? Ganito ang mangyayari dito sa match natin ngayon, mga kaibigan. And simula pa lang, technical pause na. Diba? Napakagandang simula ng araw natin. Of course, syempre, we need to take care of, we need to check something out if ever nagkakaroon pa tayo ng problema sa mga iba't ibang players, kasi syempre tayo sa sarili-sariling bahay lang tayo. Hindi talaga natin naiiwasan yung mga ganung bagay.
Hopefully sana bumalik na, maging okay ng lahat para makapag-land tournament sa tayo. Pero speaking of, Kitty will be aggressive, pero napakasakit na din to yun. 2 HP na lang, and Witz was able to see him. Pero catch talaga nila ang naging paranoia na nilabas ni Borkum, at isa-isa na silang bumagsak, and all of them has been executed here by Bren Esports on towards the first round.
What a flawless first round coming in from Bren Esports, mga kaibigan. Actually, that is a really quick, to be honest. I mean, sa totoo lang, nag-altab lang ako saglit kasi I'm checking the time. Tapos biglang, tapos na pala yung round. That is really fast, sa totoo lang. And let's see if that will happen again dito sa next round, mga kaibigan. Jessivash with that Ares again and again. Which is apparently the reason of him just buying an Ares here in Ascent. Kasi B siya, di ba? I-wallbang lang na yun. So, if ever meron man nakita yung kanyang shock dart dito, it's gonna be like a walk in the park. If ever ipapa-wallbang ni Jessivash yung doon sa B, if ever na meron siya makikita dito, mga kaibigan. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, kahit mga professional players nakakalimutan din na kunin yung spike tulad ng ginagawa ngayon ng SV Empire. Let's see kung ano bang nasa isip ng mga kaibigan natin kung bakit nila naiwan yung spike. Pero look at that! Draxi and Kitty taken down already. It's taken 2 down 2. But this is gonna be a 4v3 situation, mga kaibigan. Simple sees the head of Dubstep right now. 2v3 now. And Killjoy, ladies and gentlemen, going here in B. Walang tao dun at all. Merong isang nanoswarm grenade doon, pero patay na si Dispenser. So paano i-retake to ng Bren Esports, mga kaibigan? That's over there for sure. Not gonna catch someone. Pero at least Draxi has no idea at all na nasan ba yung mga ibang mga players, but he will take down one, which is that classic, mga kaibigan. One Ares now down for Jessivash. For this is gonna be a 1v3 retake, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what's gonna happen. And this round is really in favor of SV Empire Esports for sure. But Symbol has a perfect angle, perfect timing here in B main, and can hear Wits na papunta na rin dito, mga kaibigan. Tingnan nyo, kung nakikita nyo ngayon si Simple, he's not really moving at all, just waiting. The angle is there. In just a few seconds, magkakakita na sila in 3, 2, 1, mga kaibigan. Wits will take down Simple, but there's 2 more. Draxi doesn't have any HP left, pero at least, Draxi just gonna get the Ares of Jessivash and will secure that round 1-1 here in this grand finals.
What a great pistol round para sa SV Empire. So walang choice ngayon ang Bren Esports to just buy their sheriffs dahil nga nag-force na kagad sila on that second round itself. O malaking advantage din to sa SV Empire. At least they were able to take them out. Actually, nangyari din doon si Borko na pick off kagad na timingan sa pagsarado ng pintuan with those pistol shots. But still, SV Empire, I think we're just waiting for the perfect momentum para sa dalawang teams na to. Now, they will be releasing those leers. Let's see if they'll be able to take out anyone sa mid. Wala pa rin. Pero Borko naghihintay lang. Baka may mga one-tap with that sheriff. One-tap, no problem. Pero Seedball, mas no problem because he was able to take out Borkum kagad. Now, 4 pa sa 5. Open na kagad ang papuntang Cubby. Now, going in towards 3. Pero nakaabang pa rin si Dubstep with that sheriff. Pero nga lang, marami lang nasa kanya. Sa side niya. Pero limited odds. What? So
Yo, Dubstep being paranoid, pero at least nakapatay pa rin daw dito, mga kaibigan. Dispenser from up top. Kitty's right there at the corner. Bad goes trying to plant the spike dito sa may Jenny, pero Dispenser will be killed as well. Jessivash is the only man remaining here. That shot, we're not gonna catch someone though, pero at least that Owl Joe will spot one here sa heaven. Jessivash, mga kaibigan, through that smoke! And meron pa kasing na-reveal din kasi yung location. At least napatay niya yung isa, pero mga kaibigan, this is really doing great for Empire right now.
Empire, talagang sobrang on fire pa rin sila. 2-1 na kagad ang score natin. And sabi ko nga, napaka-vital talaga na makakuha sila kagad ng maraming rounds on throughout the first half dahil wala na silang problema halos if they're on the defending side. Especially, we've seen that kahapon. And going up against a strong team na may bagong lineup that's gonna be Bren Esports, they know SV Empire really did their homework. Alam nila kung paano nila masosolusyonan ang nagiging problema nila with Bren usually now that they have played a lot of times. Pero nga lang, Symbol will be controlling mid ulit at baka may ma-pick off siya sa Cubby, which is gonna be Wits. Or rather, bumalik na si Wits papuntang A-side.
Kerry, however, here in mid, pero Dubstep at least nakakuha na rin siya ng pera for that operator. Mga kaibigan, Jesse is gonna get that Odin. Pero is he gonna put someone there in B? The spike is there in B link lang. Maybe just waiting for the right opportunity for them to go to mid to B as well from all the way from market. Yeah, that is actually possible though. Pero kailangan pa nila ng more smokes. Omen, andito lang sa may A. Pero if ever lang na isa-smoke ni Draxi yung mid, is actually gonna give them that help para makapasok dito mga kaibigan. Pero Draxi will take down one. Dubstep being that aggressive though, pero that dash in from Kitty. Oh, Dubstep, hindi tinamaan dito sa Simple mga kaibigan. That Lear will connect and will take down Dubstep as well. 5v2. Oh no, what is happening to Bren Esports right now? They're having so much trouble. Sila ang merong pera dito mga kaibigan, pero mukhang hindi ata nag-workout sa kanila yung rotation na ginagawa ng Empire. Despite of them, na si Draxi na meron siyang mga stuff na hindi rin talaga nasusmoke, nakakapasok pa rin ng flawlessly ang Empire Esports. And Jesse Vash, that is actually a really good decision from them, that Dispenser is gonna save that operator and Jesse Vash is gonna save that Odin para at least the next round makakuha sila ng enough momentum para makabawi dito sa game.
And this is actually, we have Dispenser na save na lang niya ang operator most likely. Pero kita mo nyo naman kung gaano ka-dominant ang SV Empire ngayon. At sa nakita nyo naman, they have those control. They have that map control. And even if may mga holes na ginagawa si Dubstep earlier with his operator, they were able to take him out. Very smart picks coming from SV Empire. At the same time, sabi ko nga, sobrang careful sila sa pagpaplano kung paano sila pupunta sa kanilang mga sites. Now, looking back here, we already see nag-save ang Bren Esports, pero di makakapagbili ng full buy si Dubstep together with Wits. But still, we have those weapons para naman sa ibang players nila. So let's see paano sila makakapasok. But ngayon, may wash dish na kagad. Nagagamitin si Dubstep with that Blade Storm, pero sinimulan na nga kagad ni Jesse Bash ang kanyang wallbang. Now will be able to take out Nexi. Lit! Nabawasan niya ang ibang mga membro ng SV Empire. Now, lalabas na ang Lear, pero Dispenser nakakover kagad to where Kitty is. But the location has been revealed. Jesse Bash goes with that wallbang at dalawa na lang at isa na lang natitira, and Jesse Bash will be able to take out Bat Ghost, and sinagot na nga kagad ng Odin ni Jesse Bash ang SV Empire, and Bren stands with a 2-round score.
2 rounds indeed for Bren Esports, but still lamang pa rin ng Empire Esports ito mga kaibigan. And upon checking that replay, though, Jesse Vash, he's the head of Simple, pero meron pang maraming tao dito sa may logs or anything that will give them that really fast win to the sides of a Bren. Actually, sobrang importante talaga ng ano. I mean, Valorant is really the information game. You really need to know the location of your enemies, and not just information, it's about communication too. Alam naman natin na pag walang communication, disaster ang mangyayari sa atin, hindi lang sa laro, pati rin sa buhay. And that is a really quick kill onto Empire, taking down 3 players already. Symbol is on fire, mga kaibigan. Bad Goals will seize one. Draxi being that aggressive though, that Lear will connect para mga kaibigan, pero there's one player right there on your left, which is Symbol again and again. Symbol will be taken down by Jesse Vash, but Piri just flanking and lurking all the way towards B, sees the head of Jesse Vash. 4-2.
SV Empire, what a team! This team talaga, napakaganda ng ginagawa nila. We've seen that just by mid-control and Symbol taking up first with those frags. Napaka-importante para sa kanilang kamay itong pangyayari. Now, Bren Esports was able to take already yung mga kanila mga Vandals and mga kanilang mga barrel. So let's see if they'll be able to pick off ang SV Empire. Pero seems like they're having trouble with how SV Empire rotates so properly na isa-isa lang na pick off kagad ng kanilang mga duelists. Pero naglabas na nga ngayon kagad ng Hunter's Fury si Jesse Vash at hindi niya pinakawalan si Kitty. Now, we only have 4 left and they know that they will be coming from mid once again. Now, Jesse Vash will be releasing sana his Phantom, pero Nexi was able to take him out. 4v4 pa rin situation natin at most likely alam na ni Dubstep that they will be coming from B main.
Kaibigan, this is gonna be a 4v4 on this round. Dubstep all here towards B. For sure, hindi to inaasahan ng Empire Esports kasi this is really an unusual location kay Dubstep, mga kaibigan. So far, hindi yan ang gusto ni Dubstep. So let's see if he will gonna be able to take down these players. Oh! Habang wallbang lang, pero now alam na nila na nandiyan si Dubstep dito sa B.
Ayun, let's see.
If konti lang sanang nakaliwain, if konti lang nakaliwa sana, it's gonna pop up pero yung nga Dubstep will see one, pero that is a Hunter's Fury coming in from Bad Ghost but not gonna catch anyone there. No damage at all, pero one goes in already. Inaantay lang si Simple. Dubstep will take down one, pero go around with a 2K! He's a Sova! Pero yung nga lang hindi nagkuna kay Draxi, mga kaibigan, but Wits with a head on to Draxi.
What?
4-2-3. Slowly and surely, Bren Esports is going back into the game.
Dubstep, kita niyo yun. Those just, siya lang mag-isa actually sa B-site bago pa makapag-rotate, pero you definitely bought a lot of time. Look at those operator kills, pero kalang naghintay na kagad para makapasok si Wits, and they were able to take the last man standing. That's gonna be Draxi. Napakadikit ng laban natin, 4-3. And although may mga early pick-offs galing sa SB Empire, nakakaltasan kagad nila yung Bren, pero just by Dubstep holding those sites is really a upper hand also para sa Bren Esports. Pero still leading ang SB Empire. They really get off guard ang Bren Esports kung paano sila mag-rotate.
Oh! Symbol right after na mawala yung smoke, mga kaibigan, biglang nahuli si Dubstep dito. I mean, to be honest, Symbol is a madman here in mid. He's a madman in Reyna. Actually, ang main agent ko talaga Reyna. I mean, I don't know. Reyna main ako eh. Flex ko lang. Pero Jesse Vash! Pixel perfect, but Nexi will take you down, mga kaibigan. Borkum with that paranoia. We're gonna connect onto the 4 players here, pero that lockdown will give them a hard time dealing with these people for sure. They're already coming inside. B-side already, that clear will pop off as well, just to block the incoming push of Bren Esports as Draxi planting the spike. Borkum will take down that turret, pero Nexi, mga kaibigan, look at Nexi right now. They have no idea at all that Nexi is just there sa may B main, and the 3 players are already here in B. Pero tamang slow na after na ulan, pero Borko, mga kaibigan, with a spray and pray, muntik na mag-whiff, pero buti ng connect with sees one. Nexi trying to be a real ninja inside that smoke, and they have no idea at all that Nexi is right there. Bat Ghost, he sees the head, but not gonna connect to, but Wits trying to flash that guy. Pero yun nga lang, the retaliation and the reflex of Bat Ghost is really that intense. Will take down Wits, and still SV Empire trying to get the throne and will secure that round. And will have the lead pa rin hanggang ngayon.
Grabe, look at how insane SB Empire picks. Alam nila kung gaano nagpipick kagad ang SB, radyo ang Bren Esports sa kanila. Alam nila kung paano nagko-commit ang Bren Esports, pero nakakapitalize nila ng maayos yon with Symbol taking out kagad ang mga nakaabang sa kanila here at mid. Now, speaking of, let's see kung ma-exit si Dubstep, and anytime, Symbol may be able to pick him off. Pero this mid control ulit na nagagaling sa SB Empire, which is gonna be their key. Let's see if they'll be able to take him down. Pero may mga 3 na pangyayari. But Borkum and Jesse Vash was able to take him down. Now, it's gonna be a 3v2 situation. Meron pa at mid. Pero Nexi was able to take out Dubstep. Now, 2v1 na lang. As si Draxi na lang natitira. Let's see if this is gonna be a good clutch.
A clutch is really viable here in this game. Draxi doesn't have any... I mean, he still have all the utilities he has. Para lang at least makabawi pa dito. Pero yun nga lang, there is someone right there flanking. Sees the head of Dispenser. But that ulti will not gonna be finished because Wits there will kill Draxi for sure. He tried to clutch. He tried to rotate. He tried to use his ulti. Pero yun nga lang, Wits waiting patiently towards dun sa smoke din na ginawa ni nung Omen. That is really a disastrous round apparently. Pero ang importante dito is SV Empire pa rin ang lamang. They still have all the money anyway. Pero ang problema dito for Bren Esports, if natalo pa sila dito, lalo na si Borcom at si Dubstep, they doesn't have any money or economy para makabalik dito sa next game. Pero at least meron naman silang ultimate, they can use that as well. Bat Ghost, almost trying to pick off that Sova, pero at least medyo malayo din naman doon si Jesse Vash, mga kaibigan. Borcom, it's Borcom time. That turret is really that important, mga kaibigan, para at least makakita rin isa, and yes, he does that paranoia. Inahadukin, mga kaibigan, at nakita rin isa, pero Rolling Thunder will connect onto short. They have no idea at all na nandun sa taas ng boxy symbol, but still, Borcom sees that guy. Draxi! Look at that fly coming in from Borcom, taking down Draxi. Dalawa na natitira dito. It's all about Nexi and Bat Ghost. Time is ticking already. Less than a minute left in the clock. Someone there in short, someone there in mid, mga kaibigan. They need to pull it off. Pero ang problema, si Wits nag-aantay lang dito sa mid. Nexi and Wits, time for sure. Pero si Jesse Vash nakatalikod. Kailangan niyang humarap dito kasi dalawang players ang tao nandito sa mid, mga kaibigan. Hindi pa siya tumatalikod at all kasi mali mo yung isa na sa B. Pero that fault line, mga kaibigan, not gonna connect onto Bascos as well. Mapipick, pwede na by si Jesse Vash dito, pero Jesse Vash! What a timing! Biglang humarap na hampas ng Odin. Si Bad Goes at Nexi will secure the round and will tie this up by 5.
So sobrang daming angulo na pinipika ni Jesse Vash. Na-timingan pa niya kung kailan papasok towards market yung dalawang natitirang players ng SV Empire. Pero nga lang, Borcom capitalizes paranoia, takes out Kitty earlier on, and pagkawala, saktong-sakto sa buka ng crosser ni Borcom si Symbol, and nakapitas pa siya ng isa here at Cubby. And dalawa na lang natitira, but Jesse Vash was able to take them out with his Odin, and it's already a 5-5 score. Napakainit! Tandaan nyo guys, first half and first game pa lang sa best of 5 series natin here in the Grand Finals pa ng week 2 natin here in Valorant Challenger Stage 2. Pero napakainit na ng labanan between SV Empire and Bren Esports.
Sobrang init talaga indeed, pero Kitty doesn't have any money at all, so at least meron naman siyang Blade Storm dito. Pwede naman niya magamit yan, mga kaibigan. Pero 4,500 pero din-drop lang siguro ni Kitty, pero it's fine, no worries about that. Pero that Odin of Jesse Vash is really that important. Dubstep, however, is gonna get that Guardian na lang. Well, okay lang naman ang Guardian kasi nagsisave up siya ng pera para sa operator. That 500 pesos difference is really important as well. Kitty, that Blaze Door will be up. Let's see if he's gonna catch someone here in mid. There's someone right there in short as well. Pero Bat Ghost, at least they already know that Dubstep is naka-guardian lang. So one tap galore on that DMR. Kitty, he's getting tagged, pero the dash in, mga kaibigan. Ooh! -1 tinidor dito kay Kitty, but still Jesse Vash sees the head of Kitty. Borcom with another one, a 3-4-3 situation right now. A Symbol together with the other players of Empire Esports just trying to plant the spike already, but that ultimate is just gonna be initiated as well para lang at least makita lang yung mga information, pero they have no idea at all that Symbol is right there at the corner. 1v1 with a great one. Oh, Wits will take down Symbol with a 3k and will defuse the spike as well. 6-5, mga kaibigan. Let's see if it's gonna be a 7-5 or a 6-6. Actually, to be honest, maganda pa rin yung nangyayari dito. I mean, Kitty is right there, yes. Pero sino ba talaga yung mas yung nakita natin na ba solid sa lineup? Yes, it's EJ. Pero despite of EJ not playing right now, Kitty is actually doing a good gameplay too. So it's okay.
And this is the expectations talaga na kailangan i-meet ni Kitty even if EJ is not around. And nakita nyo naman, he gets those early frags then together with Symbol. And the fact na nakakapag-refrag nga, you don't have anything to worry about Draxi and Nexi kasi sure na makakapag-refrag talaga sila most of the time. Pero leading na ngayon ng Bren Esports, and let's see if they'd be able to take out them dahil nga may mga iba sa kanila naka-bulldog lang, and of course si Rat Ghost nga ay Dito naka-Spectre, but Dubstep with the help of that ultimate nga lang, he sees out also Draxi. Walang na-pick off with that Hunter's Fury sa side ng SV Empire. Naging advantage pa yon so that they will be able to take out Draxi. Now, it's gonna be a 4v5 situation and kailangan nang mag-open dito ng site ang SV Empire.
My ult's not ready.
Already he was in the head of Wits. Bat goes in another 1-1v3 situation right now. Simple going here all the way from short. He will take down Borcom as well. Ano nangyari sa birthday boy mga kaibigan? Rob is now dead. 4v2 dispenser. This is gonna be a really hard retake for all these people for sure. Pero isa lang ang nilabas ni Jesse Vash dito na Hunter's Fury. Pero yun nga, ang dispenser will take down one. Trying to go for the second one, but Simple says no to him. 1v3. Jesse Vash without Odin. But Lexi with a lockdown and Simple with a kill as well. At least, hindi sila nakakuha ng kahit isang lead dito sa halftime. 6-6. It's actually great for these teams. Once again, ilang beses na naghaharap ang SV Empire, the Bren Esports sa Grand Finals. Once again, the winner will be the representative of the Philippines para sa regionals. Pero they're gonna be the first representative. Siyempre meron pang isa. But still, it's time for them to do this.
Placing sentry.
Time for them to do this. Yun talagang kailangan nilang gawin. Mag-all out sa ginagawa nila. But now, it's a great start for both teams. 6-all. So, crucial pa rin ang mga rounds as they will be going into the second half. Napakadikit at napakainit. At the same time, how they use everything is really smart para sa kanilang team. And you can see here, we have Simple takes down kagad. Dubstep on the early parts of the game. Draxi secures already the kill. Now, 4v5 tayo right now. And mga taga-Bren Esports, they tried to contest A-long pero that won't be possible. Pero magkasama pa rin si Jesse Vash ngayon pati siya si Wits. Let's see if makakapag-entry sila sa A-side without getting those casualties.
Dubstep is nawala na pero magkakita ito. Hello! Borcom says hello to Katie. Muntik nang magdikita dito sa may mid mga but Jaxi sees one as well. Jaxi just gonna cover A main lang at least para hindi makapasok dito. Pero yun nga lang Borcom with that paranoia. Ang bilis na reaction na ginagawa ng Bren Esports ngayon. And he will take down Simple as well. 3v2. Borcom really low on HP. Just trying to plant the spike here towards A mga kaibigan. 35 seconds left in the clock. And this is gonna be a rotation and a retake for Nexi and Bat goes. This is gonna be a hard one for sure because of the man advantage. But if ever mapatay nila si Borcom agad-agad, that's gonna be a good one. Kasi at least wala naman silang buhay. Pero yun nga lang, that flash and the follow-up kill of Borcom will take down one. It's all up to Nexi. One bullet on the head is really good. Pero yun nga lang, nakakuha niya na si Wits kasi yung ulo niya nakasilip mga kaibigan eh. Pero yun nga lang, that is a really quick trade-off na nangyari for Bren, but still Empire Esports, isa lang naman yan. Parang pwede natin sabihin na parang nagsimula ulit tayo ng isang laban mga kaibigan. Back to 0. But it's time.
It's time talaga nang may mag-step up talaga para sa mga teams ngayon so that they can secure the very first match. And as you can see naman, mga friends, it's already 6-7. Dikit-dikit pa rin ang laban kahit papano. Pero nga lang, what will SV Empire do under attacking, under defending side? And now we can see Jesse Vash tries to pick off si Nexi. Nakita niya na naglalaro-laro lang at mid, pero di niya na-dink at all. Now, naka-pistol round lang ang SV Empire dahil nga sa nangyari sa kanila earlier. But let's see if they'll be able to take them out one by one. Yun lang eh. If nabawasan na lang mga taga-Bren Esports ng one by one, it's already gonna be a huge advantage para sa kanila.
Draxi mga kaibigan, Dispenser's waiting patiently here in mid, but at least hindi pa sila umalis at all. Dispenser here in B-Link slowly pushing in, but they have no idea at all mga kaibigan that they're here in A main and they're really rushing it as well with the Spectres and that Ghost. Dubstep with that rush, not gonna spot anyone here in A. This is gonna be a really interesting retake for Empire for sure. But Dubstep sees the head of Jaxi, mga kaibigan. But Nexi pushing in a Dubstep. With another one, trying to go with a third one though, but not gonna connect onto Kitty. Dispenser from the backsides, being that lurker here to the side of Bren will take them down 8-6 on their scoreboard. Ito na ang pagbawi ng api, mga kaibigan, ng Bren Esports. But Empire, they're really trying so hard. But in terms of firepower, lamang ngayon ang Empire. So they needed to make it work. If ever matalo sila dito, they don't have enough money again. So this is gonna be a make or break situation dito for Empire for sure. We all know that. But Bren Esports doesn't want to let that happen as well. Parehong-pareho lang sila ng iniisip, man. They want to be representative of the Philippines and they want to make it work right now. They want to be those guys. Kitty here in short. What are you nga na smoke out? Oh, the turn will gonna connect, but Kitty really being that safe of an agent. He doesn't want to overextend. He doesn't want to overcommit.
Or else it might be too late for them. Pero naghihintay lang ngayon na si Dubstep together with Jesse Bashatlong. And speaking of, you already have those shock darts lineup. Draxi na bawasan na nga right now. But still, they're waiting for Bren Esports to come into the A side. Pero wala pa rin. Naghihintay lang ata ang Bren Esports na magiging impatient ang SV Empire. Pero nga lang, parehas ang mga teams na ito napaka-patient. It's a patience versus patience game. Pero 30 seconds on the clock. They really need to plant a spike already. Now, sinimulan na kagad ngayon ang recon bot, but Kitty was able to take out Dubstep with the dash in. And wala na silang choice to really commit. Now, Wits na nakuha na si Kitty. He will also bring down Symbol. Makakapag-planta sila ng spike, pero meron pa nasa ilalim. That's gonna be Jaxi waiting for them, but Dispenser takes him out.
10 seconds left.
Pero Boricom waiting patiently here inside the smoke. Will take down Nexi. Actually, yung ginagawa ni Nexi, tama lahat yun. This is actually a big tip sa mga players. If ever you want na umakyat sa heaven, tulad sa bind, at saka dito sa Ascent papuntang heaven, mga kaibigan, sa A site, na mabilis, talon kayo, it will minimize, talon kayo, pero timingan nyo yung pagbagsak ng paa nyo, talon agad, timingan nyo, it will minimize the noise, pero mabilis yung mabilis yung pag-akit nyo. Kung nakita nyo yung ginagawa ni Nexi kanina, that is the same thing na ginagawa niya tulad sa ano sinabi ko. It's actually faster. Hindi yung nag-walk lang kayo towards heaven. No. Pero yun nga lang, Borcom. Happy birthday, Borcom, mga kaibigan. With the 2K already. Nexi low on HP. Draxi, however, meron lang siyang Bucky lang talaga meron siya, and Nexi will be down for as well. But where is Draxi? Apparently sa nakikita natin kay Draxi ngayon, it's not that worth it if ever you're gonna save that Bucky. Let's see if ever meron pa siya makuha exit frags dito, and sana meron talaga siya makuha, and kailangan mamatay ni Draxi dito, promise. Yung agent niya. Pero yun nga lang, Dispenser is right there. One right click lang, makikita na sila. Alam ni Draxi na meron tao dyan. Ooh, missing that left click, mga kaibigan. But that right click will not gonna be able to connect efficiently. Dispenser will take him down. Actually, ito kasi yung problema kung napapansin mo, wala na masyado nagbabaki. Kasi na-nerf kasi ang Bucky Right after nung Masters. Right after nung Masters, na-nerf kasi yan. Pero it's fine. It can one-tap talaga. It can one-tap pa rin. Pero yun nga lang, it's not that effective na talaga. Unlike nung stage 1.
And kita ko kung actually kung di na nerf yung Bakuton, sobrang tag na kagad ni Dispenser on that part. Pero leading na kayo ng Bren with a 10-6 score. SVM part, they need to pop off para lang talaga nga maitay nila siguro yung magiging score for the first match. Pero right now, with how aggressive Dubstep, sobrang laki ng kanyang step up para sa kanyang team together with Borkum. It's really helping their team out so that they can get into the site. Now, speaking of, mag-ultimate na kagad dito si Borkum, sees out if saan siya pwedeng makita ang kanilang mga kalaban, pero he wasn't able to pick out anyone yet. Pero nakapasok na kagad sila Dubstep here at B-site and they will just be waiting for the 3-take galing sa SB Empire at wala pa namang lockdown, wala pa namang ultimate sa mga tao ng SB Empire, so they can still capitalize on that.
Let's see if being them with the capitalization of everything is really that important and really that worth it. But Kerry, right, just waiting here in market. Wala siya makikita. Oh! They have no idea at all. No wits is actually waiting right there. But Nexi mga kaibigan with a refrag. This is gonna be a 4v4 retake pero Draxi and Nexi sees the head of those guys. Dubstep sees 1-2. 3v2 mga kaibigan. Ano kaya mga dito pero Nexi with a kill. But Nexi is the only man remaining here. This is gonna be a 1v2 retake mga kaibigan. They need to go in with that lockdown pero it's not that enough for him to pull it off. Oh no, the clock is ticking. Sasabog silang tatlo. Dubstep will take him down, but we're gonna get that win. 6-11 is the score. 2 more rounds and Bren Esports will win game in number 1.
And speaking of sinama na lang sa hukay actually. Sinama na lang niya actually sa hukay yung dalawang members ng Bren para mag-take down sa kanilang economy. But still, with Bren winning throughout a lot of rounds, we can already see na hindi naman naging masakit na sumabay sila sa pagsabog ng spike. But it's already 11-6 and Bren is down to 2 more rounds as they can take this out against SV Empire. Now, Borkum, nakuha na kagad si Draxi. Naka-eco round ngayon ng mga taga-SV Empire. And we have some trades happening pero Symbol was able to take out Dispenser. Now, Dubstep will be preparing as they will be going towards A side. Pero alam na nila kung nasaan. Jessie Bash, nakuha pa nga si Kitty with that
Blocking sight.
Shaku Dart. And we only have 2 members remaining left, si Symbol at si Nexi. May lockdown pa naman pero kasi naka-eco round lang sila. So it might be harder for them dahil 4 pa ang natitira para sa Bren Esports.
Nexi will be affected with that fault line though, pero yun nga na Symbol will take down one without the wall bang, but Wits with a fast retake, with a fast refrag rather. Match point coming in from Bren Esports. They started super strong mga kaibigan, pero yun nga lang right after this second half, kahit isa, hindi pa rin nakakapuntos ang Empire. Kahit isa. What is happening to Empire right now? Pwede natin sabihin na, medyo kulang yun yung ano nila, yung city side nila. Yung defender side nila, medyo nagkakaproblema. Kasi kahapon nakita natin,
Grabe yung stronghold nila.
Oo, grabe yung stronghold nila no? Pero, well, it happens. Pero wala naman tayong magagawa. We just have to deal with it. And it is what it is, Holmes. Ganoon lang talaga eh. Tuloy-tuloy lang natin. Pero we're just gonna have a pause maybe. So, well, let's see if this is gonna be a technical. Yes, this is gonna be a technical pause. So, let's just wait for all these players para maayos na ulit yung kanilang mga problema. Pag-uusapan muna nila yan. At nakikita naman natin si Nemo. Si Nemo?
Saan si Nemo? Finding Nemo, di ba?
Si Omen. Balik na yung Omen.
Ay, ngayon ko lang na-real.
My God, Ray.
Napaka-slow ko doon. Si Nemo Omen. Sorry guys, technical pause pero ginagawa ko tumawa. Sorry, sobrang benta sa akin. Akala ko, kasi sabi mo Nemo kasi diba stripes yung nasa mukha ni Omen. So may stripes Nemo. Yung clownfish diba? So, pero Omen pala. Okay guys. Ay no, ano ba yan? Match point na akala ganito pa yung nangyari. Ngayon lang nag-gets ni Ray Ray, guys. Tatandaan niyo tong araw na to. Na kay Bill, yung Nemo, sobrang benta para kay Ray Ray. But then, it's a 12-6 score. And yun nga, yung kanina pang kailangan talagang gawin ng SB Empire is to really put up on a fight on their defending side. They have the defrags. Kompleto naman talaga yung ano nila, yung objectives nila, pero kailangan lang talaga nila mag-commit, especially now na nagsistruggle talaga ang isa sa mga duelist nila, kailangan po mag-pop off lalo. And of course, we're also seeing Bat Ghost, he needs also to pop off more para sa kanyang teammates. While sa side naman ng Bren Esports, equally distributed naman, pero kasi nung first half, kita natin si Dispensers, parati siya napipick off kagad on the early rounds, kaya nahirapan siya adjusting sa first half, pero nung nag-second half na, grabe na yung giging performance ni Dispenser.
Yeah, that's true. Pero actually, kailangan talaga nila mabawi ito, mga kaibigan. This is actually a best of 5. So, race to 3 to. And maaga-aga pa naman. Maaga-aga pa naman. Hindi ko alam kung ano oras yung matatapos. Kasi bakit din kasi mga tipo mga 10, 11, gano'n. Gulat nga ako best of 5, tapos mga gano'n katagal na tapos. Pero actually, sana dito, tignan natin kung aabot po tayo sa game number 5. I'm actually rooting forward for game number 5 sa totoo lang. To be honest, ang prediction ko dito is 3-1 in favor of anyone. Pero at least if you will get that first to win dito, mga kaibigan, at least meron ka ng momentum eh. Yun talaga. I mean, this is a game of momentum as well. Lalo na if ever nakuha ng SB Empire momentum, it's gonna be they're gonna be a madman, mga kaibigan. Same goes with Bren Esports. They're really that unstoppable. Pero, yun nga, ang SV Empire, this is the time na pwede silang makabawi sa lahat ng losses nila dito sa Bren Esports. Ilang beses sila nagharap sa finals, sa grand finals, and kailangan nilang mabawi yun. Kailangan sila naman ang manalo dito, and hopefully that'll happen.
And hopefully talaga, diba? But really, it's just the first match. If this won't work well sa SV Empire, kailangan nang nila mag-reset para makuha nila yung second match. I mean, nangyari na din to. We've seen this with the last week's game against Bren and Hashira. And talagang nagamit ang best of 5, 3-2 ang score. And sabi ko nga, even if sa predictions namin, it's gonna be a 3-2 in favor of Bren, I'm still sure SV Empire still has the fight against them. But still, we're all throughout the technical process na nangyayari, we're still waiting for someone galing sa, if I'm not mistaken, we can see there that the Draxi, di siya gumagalaw at all, pero we're still waiting for him to go, and sana maka-go in na siya, and malay nyo, diba? Maging 12-12 pa yung score natin. Walang imposible. At ngayon, Vil, habang habang naka-pause tayo, sa tingin mo, kung sino yung, after, kunyari, it's either SV Empire or Bren na makakapasok sa Masters, who do you think yung second team na may chance din makapasok ng Masters?
That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be one of the toughest questions you... Uy, Mustabes. That's gonna be the toughest questions so far here in this game. Pero sa totoo lang, maybe... For me, it's Hashira, actually. For me, it's Hashira. Like, if ever lang. Pero it depends. It actually depends. Kasi Empire, natalo nila Hashira. So, mahirap talaga maisip kung sino talaga yung susunod. If ever, kung sino yung the next one who will be the, tawag dun? Who will be the representative of the Philippines? Well, it's really up to them, man. It's really up to them on how will they pull it off, actually. Pero yeah. Mag-enjoy muna tayo. Technical pause muna tayo, mga kaibigan. And a big shout out to all the viewers out there. And sana masaya kayo lahat. Sana nakakain na kayo, mga kaibigan. Yun lang naman na gusto namin. Nakakain na kayo.
Ayaw namin na hindi kayo kumakain. Kapag di kayo kumakain, magagalit kami. Na-joke lang, guys. Pero
Shoutouts sa mga Ecom squad. Sana tuloy nyo lang ang Ecoms, mga kaibigan.
Tuloy niya lang yan, guys. Tuloy niya lang din talaga yung mga magagandang ugali. Sabi nga namin, sana magpakabait kayo. Total, feel mukhang bumait naman sila ngayon sa VCT throughout the 3 days, no? Mababait kayo yung mga nanonood sa atin, yung mga Ecom Squad. Mabait sila, di sila makulit. Kasi pag makulit kayo, nako po. Baka di na kami mapag-cast. Pero natawa din lahat sila, Bill, na ngayon na lang na-gets, di ba, yung Nemo? Di ba? Lahat tayo, ngayon lang natin na-gets yung Nemo. Napaka-witty talaga ni Bill kahit kailan. Walang mintis na araw na hindi witty si Bill.
Ha?
Na hindi. Walang araw, Bill, na hindi kami. Napaka-witty talaga. Sorry sa opinion ko. Napaka-witty talaga.
Hindi, syempre, kailangan pag naging caster ka, dapat talaga marami ka nasa isip. Tulad nga ng sinabi ko mga kaibigan kanina, 3-1 in favor of Bren or Empire pa rin talaga. Kasi it's gonna be so hard for us. It's gonna be hard for us to predict who's gonna win this. Kasi to be honest, yun nga uulitin ko, like ang Bren Esports ngayon, this is the time na matetest nila yung ginawa nilang rotation, yung ginawa nilang agent composition ngayon. Nag-change sila ng roles eh. Sobrang dami nilang binago actually. And this is the time na talagang yun nga matetest nila to. And mas matetest to sa totoo lang pag outside the Philippines as well. They've been competing with the teams outside the Philippines. They tried to do that in Masters, yung nag-role swap sila. Pero yun nga lang, hindi nangyari. Hindi nila na-pull off ng maayos. Ang score nila doon is 2-1 in favor ng mga friends natin. Probably sa Thailand ba yun or Indonesia. I forgot. I mean, Indonesia, yeah. They tried to do a roll up nung kalaban nila yung mga team sa Indonesia pero hindi nag-work. Pero I'm actually looking forward na mas mapupull it off nila ngayon. Mas mapupull off nila ngayon. Kasi at least nagawa na nila dito sa VCT. Kasi doon kasi nung sa Masters kasi ginulat nila tayo eh. VCT standard. Tapos biglang pagdating ng Masters, iba na agad. Hindi sila bumalik doon sa nakikita natin parang comfy flavors nila. So, at least dito, if ever this is gonna be their main lineup, this is gonna be their main agent composition, it's gonna be really good for them. Kasi dito, nakikita na natin kung paano sila nagiging flexible. Napaka-flexible nila ngayon, mga kaibigan, sa totoo lang. Others can switch into a duelist into a duelist really flawlessly, to controller to okay, to a sentinel, tapos sobrang solid din. So yeah. Pero dito naman sa Empire Esports, it's actually unfortunate that we're not gonna see EJ today. If ever na naayos na yung issues niya, hopefully we're gonna see him, because I mean yesterday it's like EJ, that is one of the best plays of EJ here in VCT so far. Sobrang sayang na hindi natin makikita dito sa VCT Grand Finals.
And everyone's also rooting for him, diba? Talagang kita natin na hinaharap nila si EJ. Pero hopefully, makita natin siya ba rin nyo sa next match, mag-appear na si EJ that he will be able to play already. But still, we're on a technical pause. Naghihintay pa rin tayo ngayon. But alam ko, thank you sa mga patience nyo. Big shoutouts nga pala sa mga nanonood right now. I know na nandyan kayo supporting yung mga teams natin. Pero syempre, make sure na bago kayo habang naghihintay kayo, gawin nyo na kagad ang giveaway alert. So, nasa pinned comment ngayon. Check out nyo. So, you have a chance to win 1,650 Valorant points. Just make sure to like and follow, syempre, ang PPGL Facebook page. Like and share the stream and caption na sino bang ang team na sinishare nyo, diba? But make sure that you have those official hashtags, hashtag Valorant Challengers, hashtag VCTPH, and of course, hashtag PPGL Valorant. And para magkakaroon ng total 10 winners that will win the 165 50 plus Valorant points, and it will be announced at the end of the stream. So, dyan lang kayo, wag kayong aalis.
Sa totoo lang mga kaibigan, I'm actually looking forward din. Kasi may nag-message sa akin. Kaka-message lang ngayon. Ang pangalan niya is Eliza Robbie Taylor. Nag-send na sa akin, pabati daw siya. Binabati ko nga pala si Miss Eliza Robbie Taylor. Sana okay ka lang dyan. And a big shoutout nga pala kay Binibining Meika all the way from Italy. Sana masaya ka ngayon. Kasi masaya naman ako kasama ka.
Ay, grabe naman yun. Kinikilig naman na Pero shoutout sa mga tropa natin dahil ngayon, is it already gonna be a match point? Pero Draxi and Lexi was able to take out Dispenser and Dubstep, pero may mga trades pa na pangyayari. 2v3 ngayon ang sitwasyon, but Borkum will be able to plant the spike.
And it's time again, my big battle, pero Wits will take down Kitty na kaibigan pa rin. It's all up to Symbol, the only man remaining from Empire Esports. That layer will pop off, pero not gonna catch anyone here. Dito sa sides, dalawang tao na titira dito sa Bren Esports, mga kaibigan. Pinamapunta ka dito sa Symbol. Grabbing flash dito. Pagkatapos ng flash na yan, utang na loob, next game na. Pero sa sobrang tagal, but Borkum will pick off a Symbol right there. Game 1 goes to Bren. Happy birthday, Mukrob.
Happy birthday kay Borkum. Pero kita mo si Jessie Bash. Nagko-cosplay ata araw-araw si Jessie Bash. Nakasalamin at nakatingin sa atin. Wala akong glasses kayo na, pero kita niya naman, nakatingin lang siya sa camera. But still, congratulations sa Bren Esports after those series of technical pauses. We already have them securing pa lang naman ang pinakaunang match against SB Empire.
Yeah, that's true. And again, we've seen that game number 1. Ang problema dito ng Empire Esports is hindi talaga siya nakapag hindi sila nakapuntos dito sa second half. First half, that is really flawless. Sa totoo lang, we've seen din na talagang nagkaroon pa sila ng lead so far for Bren Esports, pero yun nga lang, ang problem is nakakuha rin talaga ng momentum ang Bren ngayon. Well, Bren being Bren again, ilang beses sila naghaharap dito sa finals, sa grand finals, and hopefully makabawi dito. And sana lang talaga, pinagdadasal namin is sana maging okay yung issue ni EJ. Pero para at least makasali naman siya dito. Pero hindi naman sinasabi na parang talagang napilay ang SV Empire ngayon. But andyan naman si Kitty, and at least, diba, talagang nakikita natin talagang bumabawi talaga ang SV Empire, and hopefully dito sa game number 2 they can tie up the series 1-1. Hopefully, we're actually hoping for that, because we want to see a full 5 games here in VCT Grand Finals, mga kaibigan. Ray, before tayo mag-break, what are your final thoughts?
Kung final thoughts ko talaga is that unstoppable momentum para sa SV Empire on the first half, and sa second half talaga, it's really just Bren Esports dominating. Pero pag-uusapan pa namin yan as we're gonna lead on to the second match. We are your shoutcasters, Ray and Phil, at magbabalik kami.
Dear Mother, Light of the Home.
Dad?
Hey, baby! Greetings, Professor Rodolfo.
May I be absolved from...
Math club tomorrow.
May Globe Virtual Hangouts kasi. Go and hang out from wherever you are. Just open the Globe One app, choose an event, and click join.
Watch concerts online!
Dance together!
We can do quiz nights.
Yo, let's go! If you allow me, I promise.
To make it up to you.
And repay your kindness tenfold? Truly, your favorite child.
I love you, Dad.
Mimi. Please.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy your fave events with Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts. All together now.
Yes!
Every day is a new day. So why don't you just get up and go? No time to waste. What are you waiting for? Why don't you just get up and go?
Go and create even more with the new Globe Prepaid, because it's your imagination that will keep the world going.
Nakamute ata.
Kala ko ikaw mag-i-intro, Ray, pero magbabalik tayo dito sa game number 2 ng Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage number 2 presented by PPGL. We are casters. My name is Vil. Alongside with me is Ray right there na hindi gumagalaw mga kaibigan. Pero at least ngayon, gumagalaw na siya ngayon. And game number 2 here in this game right now, it's gonna be SV Empire again and again versus Bren Esports. This is gonna be a tough match for all these players for sure. First point goes to Bren Esports, pero this is the type na pwede na makabawi ulit ang SV Empire mga kaibigan. Well, they need to do that. They need to push everything. They need to pull off every strategy that is inside their head para lang at least mabawi nila to. And I can't wait on this second match. But before tayo makapunta dun sa game number 2, mga kaibigan, pag-usapan muna natin yung game number 1. Ray, what are your thoughts of that before tayo pumunta dun sa game number 2?
I mean, yun nga, hala okay na ulit. Wag lang pa. Please lang, wag lang ngayon. Kakasakop, sana maging okay na ulit lahat. Pero ang mga thoughts ko for the first half talaga is really SV Empire is doing it. Talaga nakita natin how fully adjusted they are sa kanilang attacking side. They know what they will be doing. They know how to control, take over the map. They know where to pick off ang mga members ng Bren. They had that good momentum already eh. Pero yung Bren, sabi nga, talaga ng mga tao, labi lang ng mga panelists din natin. We've been observing them that they are slow starters. So they started it slow and nag-pop off na kagad, nag-peak off na kagad lahat ng mga members ng Bren all throughout the second half. And although we had those series of technical pauses on throughout the match point already ng Bren, they were able to take out SV Empire with a 13-6 score. Pero right now, on throughout the second map, just a series lang naman sana ng reset coming from SV Empire. I'm sure they might take Bren out for this second game.
I mean, there's a lot of factors na pwede mangyari dito sa game na to, but heading on to the draft is magbabalik na ulit tayo dito sa malamig na icebox. Mas malamig pa sa love life mo.
Ayan na naman. Kawawa na mga matatamaan. Shout out sa malalapit na love life. Payag ba kayo na ganyan, guys? Sana naman mag-init na kahit otean yung ang inyong love life kasing init siguro ng bind. Sabay, medyo mainit kasi yung mga sand. Pero ngayon sa icebox, malamig muna. Palamig katulad ng crush mong malamig sa'yo. And now, we have here Bren versus SV Empire. Sa mga nanonood pala at ngayon pala nag-tune in, check out the pinned comment and of course, update namin kayo. First match sa Ascent, nakuha nga ng Bren Esports and now sa second match. Will SV Empire take this? Or will Bren goes to a match point already? Tignan natin if paano yung magiging performance set. Kita niyo naman yung Bren. Ganto kaseryoso pala dapat pag nagbabalorant. Para manalo talaga, ganoon na rin nga ang gagawin ko next time.
Ako, nakangiti ako naglalaro ng Valorant pagkalaro ko yung crush ko. Ewan ko sa kanila.
Sasabihan lang nice one baby. Nice one baby pa.
Nagagano rin kaya sila. Nagagano rin kaya sila if ever lang if ever na kunyari naka-ace yung isa, nagna-nice one baby rin kaya sila.
Sana.
Si GK baby, pag naka-ace si GK baby, nagna-nice one baby sila. Ako nga pala si GK daddy ulit mga kaibigan. Going back here in this game, game number 2. Grand finals, SV Empire versus Bren. Bren was gonna get that attacker and the SV Empire Esports here in the defender side. Mga kaibigan, going back here in this game, Dispenser, he's one that is gonna get that goes as well para lang at least makakuha siya ng better firepower dito para at least talaga one tap onto the head lang and better damage as well. But Borkom sees the head of Batcos all throughout that area of the map right there. But the Dispenser will take a number 1. This is gonna be so hard. This is gonna be so hard for Bren Esports SV Empire because there's a lot of Viper Ecoms dito mga kaibigan, and for sure paglabas nila doon nakangiti sila. Symbol will take that one, but Dispenser, that Sage will go on to the 3K. First round goes to our Bren, goes to for our friends from the yellow and black.
And Bren Esports takes over that first round. Although may mga guys, huwag kayo mag-alala, kakas namin and 1-0 na yan. Baka magtaka kayo, but 0-0 pa rin this first round pa rin. Huwag kayo mag-alala, nanalo na Bren sa first round pa lang naman, and let's see how will they work it out sa kamay naman ng SV Empire. Pero kita nyo naman guys, yung agent pickings nila, we are already seeing a high percentage ng pick pagdating sa Viper here. Pero nga lang, Wits nagpaka-aggressive already. Takes out 2 kagad on the very early stages na ating game. Will still get 1 here at Rafters. Naiwasan na kayo ng paint shots, but he's gonna be so aggressive. He might pick off Nexi, but the discipline for just them to wait coming in ang mangyayari. But then a 3v5 situation, planting na kagad si Dispenser. Wits sees out Kitty, a 5v2 na lang. At we only have a flawless round coming from Bren Esports.
Really fast round dito sa Bren Esports mga kaibigan, but still mahaba-haba pa ang game natin dito. Nagsisimula pa lang tayo so far, but Wits, look at that, he's the head of 2 already, and SV Empire Esports tried to be real aggressive, trying to catch Bren Esports off guard, pero at least Bren Esports nakakuha sila ng konting momentum, nakita nila agad yung mga ulong dalawang players ng SV Empire dito. That's why they won that match. And yeah, let's see kung makakabawi na ang SV Empire dito kasi at least in terms of firepower sila na rin talaga ang may ano dito. Pero Draxi once up onto the head. Dubstep, anong ginagawa mo dyan?
Dubstep, ito na ang ganti naming naaape. Pero still, Kitty will be aggressive. Di pa siya masasaksak sa likod, pero nag-aabangan na yan. Na Toxic Z will be going down and Kitty will be capitalizing on that. Dispenser bumagsak na rin and just some trades happening. Dalawa na lang ang natitira para sa Bren Esports and Wits was caught off guard here by Batghost. Akala niya lumipad, pero nasa gilid mo pa rin na naghihintay and we only have Borkum left.
Borkum, si Mukrob na lang mga kaibigan. Ang birthday boy is right here. Let's see kung gaano siya kaswerte sa kanyang birthday mga kaibigan. Balita ko 18 years old na si Borkum ngayon. Kitty is right there. He will take down Borkum. Like what we've said a while ago, I mean, in terms of firepower, it's all up to SB Empire. Pero yun nga lang, talaga nakita rin natin on how they shut down Bren Esports agad-agad dito sa may bilong. Tinry nilang mag-retaliate, but it's just, SB Empire is just too much for Bren Esports dun sa round na yun.
And we are witnessing already the 2 jets from each team popping off Wits and Kitty. Sa mga nandyan pala na may pusa, sana magkapusa na rin ako. Meow meow Kitty. Meow meow Kitty. But then it's a 2-1 score and kita nyo naman may advantage na ngayon ang bawat isa sa kani-kanilang mga baril. Now we also have Symbol na boost pa nga ngayon and will be able to take out Dispenser and Wits. Sa unang stages pa lang, napaka-early pa naman ng frags coming from them. But then it's already a 3v5 and kailangan mag-commit ng Bren before malikuran sila ng mga taga-SB Empire, but some quick repositions lang from Batghost and they might be able to take them out, pero naghihintay lang sila. They're still contesting here at A-side and Jesse Bash was able to pick off Symbol and Batghost. Spraying ngayon si Nexi, pero walang nag-connect sa kanyang shots.
They need to connect everything though, pero Bren Dubs have 70 HP na natitira sa kanila. I mean, this is gonna be a 3v3 situation. Nexi low on HP as well. Borkum has the high ground advantage here, pero nasa ba yung mga ibang players dito is just Kitty waiting patiently dito na sa may backside mga kaibigan. Borkum gets a high ground too, pero yung nga lang Kitty will take him down, pero Borkum with the retaliation sees the head of Kitty. 2v2, 35 seconds left in the clock and it's just Borkum. It's Borkum time. The birthday boy is the only man remaining here, very very low on HP. He needs to plant the spike. Wala na siyang toxins, wala na siyang any skills dito mga kaibigan. It's just his Viper wall ang nandyan para mabuhay siya. Oh, he sees one, pero Nexi, where's the other one though? Nagpapanggap siyang poste dito mga kaibigan, pero yun nga lang, planting the spike already. 12 seconds on the clock right now and the spike is right there. Borkum, Diyos ko po, sa lisigang ang nangyari dito. Oh no, hindi sila magkakitaan at all. That Viper wall is really that important mga kaibigan. Taas baba ng wall, pinitik na ang spike and it's up to Borkum mga kaibigan. Outplayed. Will take down Nexi.
Happy birthday para kay Borkum with that clutch. Ngayon, 3v1 rather, 3-1 ang score and we've witnessed, grabe yung toxic screen na yun, napaka-helpful nga, sabi ni Vil, and indeed, nakita natin na nangyari nga talaga yun on throughout that 2v1 clutch with Borkum just at 36 HP. But then, may lead ng Bren Esports, but SB Empire, we're still waiting talaga for them to pop off, at actually, nakaka-pick off naman talaga sila, and we're really seeing how workable their strats here in Icebox.
They actually doesn't have any economy at all. Just gonna sell this round onto a sheriff. At least a Kitty will take down that Aldro just to stop the information gathering of Bren Esports right now. Pero yun nga lang, ito na ang wall ulit na ginagawa ng Bren mga kaibigan na Draxi. Draxi will fall down. Wiz is right there, pero Dubs getting that high ground advantage. Pero yun nga lang, binuhay sa patay from the dead. He will rise up again just to win this round. Borkum will seize one. 2v5 retake here. Dubs with a kill. Symbol with the retaliation. But it's all up to Symbol. But with that jet, being that flexible from breach to jet, 4-1. What is happening to SV Empire right now? We've seen Bren Esports played yesterday here in Icebox and everything really went smooth from them. Laban na dito sa Alpha Esports Pro. But yeah, dito muna tayo sa mga penguin na to. Ito kami ni Eliza to mga kaibigan. Galit-galit lang kami. Hindi kami nag-uusap ngayon.
Miss ka na namin, Tier, pero shoutout sa'yo. Kaso nga lang, Nexi with that pick was able to pick off kagad throughout the early game na naman. And now, we have here with the toxic screen setup coming sa Bren. They will be committing here at A site. Naglabas ng near just to take out anyone na nagbabantay sa kanila at rafters or corners. Pero wala, dahil hinihintay lang sila ng SV Empire so that they can take them over with that with that retake. Pero nga lang, just something is happening and we only have Symbol left. Let's see if they'd be able to take them out. With that sheriff coming from Symbol, may Empress pa naman siya, pero 4 sa isa. And nanghihintay na lang siya.
So, mahirap to. Pero yun nga lang, Symbol will take one. But Borcom is right there, waiting patiently. 5-1 here in the side of Bren Esports here in Icebox. Well, actually, if ever na Haven ang susunod, oh no, hopefully. Pero actually, it's fine. Because SV Empire Esports, natalo na rin nila ang Bren sa Haven. And back then, pero makikita natin dito if mas lumakas ba sila o hindi. Pero SV Empire really trying so hard dito. They have 4 ultimates up here. Kitty, wala rin siya dito ultimate but still meron naman siya pera. Pero at least Jesse Vash with that Hunter's Fury. May nabawasan na isa and Borkum with the kill onto Kitty. Walang napatay si Jesse Vash but still nakahanap siya ng konting information lang doon. Nexi sees one already. Empress is right there but that reposition of Nexi gave them a boost of morale here. Gave them that kill towards these players. 3v3, Symbol with another one. Pero yun nga lang, Symbol with a second one. Symbol, mga kaibigan, he is really on fire. But it's all up to Borcom. Trigger discipline, mga kaibigan. Where the other players dito? Nakakita pa ng isa. And they need to take down 2 more players pa dito. They have the Viper Spit dito. Pwede nang gamitin, mga kaibigan. Pero yun nga lang, bomb drop dito sa mid, and for sure you have an idea kung nasan ba yung iba't ibang players dito. Delikado siya because of Symbol, and yes, Symbol picking him off. 3 kills for him. 5-2. Slowly and surely, SV Empire, ang kailangan na lang nilang gawin is ituloy-tuloy lang nila itong win na to. Ituloy lang nila yung momentum na ito. Pero if ever lang na magkaroon pa ng problema dito ang SV Empire, Kitty walang pera. Pero madadrop pa naman siya ng mga kalaban niya. Pero in terms of money, in terms of economy, Bren Esports has a lot.
They can still they have those big advantage talaga. Pero still, at least we've seen SV Empire finally destroying yung hitting momentum ng Bren Esports. But then Dubstep is really unstoppable. Nakuha na kagad si Symbol with sinundan with that Blade Storm. Ngayon, 3 na lang natitira ulit para sa SV Empire. Pero at least si Batcos nakabang. Wits nga lang gets with a good trade for his teammates. 2 na lang natitira. Draxi still can use his Viper Speed. Pero that won't be possible already as Borcom goes into boilers, and now Kitty all by himself with 4 remaining pa para sa Bren Esports. Let's see if he'll be able to pick up si Borcom na nag-aabang sa kanya, but that won't be possible as meron pang nasa likod niya which is si Dubstep, and Bren gets that lead pa rin with a 6-2.
6-2 is the score. And nakikita natin yung mga tropa natin. Actually, to be honest, I mean, I've seen a lot of this sa mga iba't ibang mapa. For sure, this is actually an Easter egg, to be honest. Feeling ko parang there's a chance that there's gonna be a big Easter egg for Valorant. Because apparently, they're all over the place. What do you think? Siguro, pero actually, meron tayong map leak ngayon, mga kaibigan. It's actually parang beach nasa beach yung parang bagong setup natin ngayon sa sa bagong map ng Valorant. Correct me if I'm wrong, pero parang nakita ko yun sa Valo Leaks. Pero Dispenser, andito pa rin sa base nila. Ayaw pa rin umalis, but Roxy will take him down with that Marshall 2v4 symbol.
Spike planted.
Towards heaven, towards rafters. They have no idea at all. Andito pa si Draxi. Yeah, he got the Viper's Spit. Oh! He won't take down Wits dito, but it's all up. Oh! Muntik nang mapatay dito ni Draxi, but dubstep again with a kill. 7-2 now is the score. SV Empire has a lot of adjustments to do here in this map.
And with that, the Dispenser na nasa attacker side spawn. Yun talaga yung high IQ gameplay talaga minsan, hihintay mo yung kalaban, magtaka kung nasaan ka, and he actually baited 2 members of SV Empire, but still, it's really a big advantage na meron ngayon ang Bren Esports, but with the 4 out of 5 ults ng SV Empire, I still think they can get them out. But speaking of, Draxi already releases his Viper Spit para hindi sila makapasok at all sa A side. This can be a huge advantage para sa kanila, pero pwede naman silang lumipat sa B side, pero tatlo ang naghihintay galing sa SV Empire kung sakasakaling lilipat sila. Pero Borkum, let's see if he'll be able to take out anyone coming from Tube. Sinabayan na rin ngayon ng Empress. And let's see if this is gonna be working for them at all. Now, speaking of it, Borkum coming from Tube, nakuha niya na si Nexi at magkikita si Dubstep at si Kitty dahil sa Viper Spit. Pero we only have 3 left. Draxi symbol, Bat goes, hindi pa rin napaplant ngayon at ang spike, pero instead, they will be committing papuntang B-side na napaka-open, pero Bat goes with the judge, takes out Borkum.
Toxic screen is just right there for the side of SV Empire right now. Pero yun nga lang, in terms of manpower dito, Bren Esports has the advantage here. There's gonna be a 4v3 retake. Dubstep just trying to flank the players of SV Empire. Pero ang tanong ba is, narinig ba nila si Dubstep dito? Diyos ko po, nasa likod niya dito. Taking simple down to where the other players here. This is gonna be a 4v2 now. Dispenser, tamang pre-fire lang, but Bat goes with a 3k already. Look at that. But Wits finishing him off. 8-2-2. Oh no. If tinuloy-tuloy pa ng Bren to, this is gonna be 10-2 or 2-10, mga kaibigan. But still, kailangan makabawi na Empire. Wala kasi, hindi, broken by ang SV Empire ngayon. So, it's actually super hard, to be honest. And if ever na magsisave sila ngayon, babawi na lang sila sa next round. So, that's gonna be a 9-3 for sure. Or apparently, kaya pa naman nila. Despite of you being na ganito yung buy nyo, half buy kayo or anything, you can still win. All you have to do is be patient and just wait and be accurate. Yan talaga.
Especially with how Bren plays, yun lang talagang kailangan i-capitalize ng Empire, na SV Empire. Pero still, napaka-on point talaga natutok ni Wits together with Dubstep. Sinabayan pa ngayon ng Viper Spit ni Borkum so that they will be having an upper hand here at A side. Pero si Wits, he might be going to mid and just looking at sa mga natitirang miyembro ng SV Empire na naghihintay sa rafters. Pero Kitty with that Sheriff, let's see if they will be able to take out anyone. Pero naghihintay lang actually ang Bren Esports. They just have those angles waiting just in case pupunta na towards the site ang SV Empire. Now speaking of, we had that angle para kay Wits. Takes out kagad ang isa and we only have 2 left. Draxi still committing inside Viper Spit. Talagang ginagawa nila ang kailangan nilang gawin, and Dispenser sees Kitty. Wits finishes off Draxi. Flawless round para sa Bren Esports.
Last round in the half.
Oh man, this is a 92 score, pero at least double operator for Nexi and Bat Ghost, mga kaibigan. Double operator setup. So usually hindi to ginagawa ng SV Empire. But yeah, let's see if this if they can pull it off. One operator from A, one operator from B. So let's see if this will be really that good for SV Empire right now. They have no idea at all this is gonna happen. But Bat goes Just pull that trigger on that operator, and Bren already knows that. Pero ang problema dito, Wits has the operator as well. But bad goes mga kaibigan. What a quick scope! What a kill onto dubstep. Pero simple mga kaibigan, isa pa. Bat goes 72 HP, but Dispenser there with the kill onto him. 3v4 on the scoreboard right now. Borkum slowly pushing in. Jesse Vash with the kill as well. Kinuhang up. Borkum just waiting patiently. Dito lang sa may Gedli. But Showstopper not gonna connect because Borkum will kill him mid-air. It's all up to Symbol. What's gonna happen? 50 seconds on the clock. And still, look at that. Look at Dispenser. Just slowly going there in B. But still, 2-10 in favor of a Bren Esports, mga kaibigan.
2-10 na kagad ang score. And it's still just Bren dominating. I mean, ang ginawa ng SBM Par, bumili sila ng kanilang mga operator para di sila ma-pick off kagad. Pero still, ang Bren Esports, they still manage to take them out. Kahit tatlo na lang sa kanila natitira. Jesse Fash, very disciplined together with Dispenser. They're just waiting na i-pick out sila ng mga taga-SBM Par, knowing that they're undermanned. But still, di naging posible yon dahil nakuha pa rin nila with the help of pick-offs coming from Dispenser. Of course, Jesse Vash realizing that there might be someone going behind their backs. Ngayon, 10-2 ng score. 2-10 rather. 2-10 ang score. And let's see if makakahabol ang SBM Par sa second half.
Palong-palo ang mga kuya mo sa Bren Esports, mga kaibigan. Pero it's time for them para makabawi. 13 HP dito kay Wids. He's really low on HP. But that one, Diyos ko po, ang daming ecoms dito. Diyos ko po, si Dubstep, mga kaibigan, mala FPJ, malilito lapit yung Galawan. Kitty will kill one. 4v3 here. Jesse Vash really low on HP. Kitty being that madman, mga kaibigan, trying to take down the players of Bren Esports. Two players are really low for Bren right now because of that ecoms, but still, Bren Esports finishing the round again. 11-2. Momentum game. Bren Esports. I mean, this is actually a hard time for SV Empire, and in order for them to win this, probably siguro tamang they need to be really patient lang siguro. Play for time, maybe. Play for time. Ubusin nyo lang yung utilities ng Bren Esports. That's gonna be a really good thing to do as well. Kasi you can actually try out that if ever. Pero yeah, let's see if that'll actually work for them.
See if that will happen. Pero looking at just some visuals, we have those little cute penguins. But let's see right now kung ano nang i-execute ulit ng SB Empire once again, with Dubstep just waiting for them to come in. Pero natag ng sobra, that thick coming from them. Pero nga lang, we have that angle coming from Dubstep. Pero Daxi, at least, he was able to take out Dubstep with that Spectre. Wits at currently at 5 HP. Pwede siyang ma-pick off kagad ni Bat kung saan nakatingin at Raptors. Pero nga lang, mauunahan pa niya. Si Bat goes on that angle at 3v4 rather situation for side ng Bren Esports. And Nexi takes out the Wits.
Nexi. Oh no, Dispenser with the 2K already. Draxi is the only man remaining. Pero meron siyang lineup dito, mga kaibigan. Tatama ba? Oo, Diyos ko po, nalulusaw ang mga kuya nyo. Pero tamang timing lang. Hindi nila ma-diffuse at nainis na si Jesse Bash. Ipupush ka na, ako na bahala dito, pre. Draxi kills one na tunaw with another one. Pero yun nga lang, hindi na ma-diffuse to. Diyos ko po, natunaw din si Dispenser. Oh no, really great round actually for SV Empire.
What a good start para sa kanila, para sa SV Empire, and we are already seeing that. Ayan, nagde-defuse si Porco, pero Draxi has those lineups. He takes out one, and although Dispenser nakuha pa rin. And now it's already 11-3, and maybe this is it para sa SB Empire. Baka ito na ang oras so that they can take it out against Bren Esports.
Kumbaga, it's time for them to pull this off. Hanggang kailan sila makakakuha ng win dito, if ever. really slow push dito sa mga side, dito sa dalawang sides ito, pero yung nga ng Wits being that aggressive to, nakakita pa ng isa, pero yung nga ng 50 HP left on Too Simple right now together with Bat Ghost, mga kaibigan, pero Draxi waiting patiently towards this area of the map, pero tamang point lang na nandito pala yung mga Bren Esports, pero kailan sila papasok, kailan sila magpupush, and walang pera at all ang Bren dito, they have no idea at all if ever ba na nag-buy ito, and Diyos ko po mga kaibigan, all inside the smoke. Nagkaroon sila ng session sa loob. Session sa loob. Will push this to a 4v2. They have the momentum. They have the advantage here. Pero still, na-retake na naman, nakuha na naman nila yung mga barel ng Empire dito. Wits will take him down with just that frenzy, and will get a thrifty round as well. Match point on to Bren.
Bren Esports, after a set of loss against Hashira, they are now towards sa second map match point na kagad against SV Empire. And really, look at how dominating they are. Sobrang nakakatakot ang Bren Esports. But then, let's see.
Actually, napapansin ko, medyo matagal na. Actually, nag-message kasi sa Eliza sa akin. Ang sabi na sa akin, bakit tayo walang tutin? Kayo lang ni Ray Ray nagtututin. Yun ang sabi na sa akin. Exact words, mga kaibigan. Pero kunyari nilang hindi na narinig yun kasi makagalit naman sa akin yun. Pero yun nga lang, Dobsep will take one, Bren wins with another one. It's all up to the two players. One player, which is Bat Ghost, nasa kanya ang sagot dito. But Wits says no. 2-0 here in the grand finals. And the match point na ang Bren Esports. This is gonna be a 3-0 or makakabawi ang SV Empire dito sa game number 3.
But looking at Jessie Fash, alam niyo yung panalo na. Jessie Fash really just telling us that it's already a 2-0. Yun talaga ang meron ang Bren Esports right now, and they're already at a match point here sa next map natin on the best of 5 series against SV Empire. Will this be it para sa ticket papuntang Masters, or still SV Empire will put up on a match sa next map natin? But still, yun talaga, itong Icebox talaga, na kahit napakalamig, mas mainit pa rin yung naging performance ng Bren Esports, at nakita natin to yesterday, and still up until now, it's really Bren Esports all over again.
Indeed. Pero actually, meron pa naman tayong SEA Challengers Finals, so please wait for that. Stay tuned for that, mga kaibigan, because that's gonna be exciting. Sobra. So, we're just gonna have a very, very short break, ladies and gentlemen. After the break, it's gonna be game number 3. The question is, tatapusin ba ng Bren or makakabawi ang SV Empire? Here in the Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage 2, presented by PPGL. We are casters, Vil and Ray Ray. See you later. Pero bago nating i-break, mga kaibigan, magkakaroon muna tayo ng konting usap-usapan. Akala nyo, break na, no? Hindi pa! Pero yun nga, going back sa mga pinag-uusapan natin kanina, I mean, SV Empire really trying so hard to win this. I mean, pwede nating sabihin na SV Empire is really not in a really good shape. We can see that. They've defeated Hashira, which is the defending champion. Pero sure na to, G na to, mga kaibigan. Makikita natin yan if makakabawi ba ang SV Empire or 3-0 na ng Bren Esports for the second time. This is the Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage 2, presented by PPGL. We are your casters. My name is Vil. Alongside with me is Ray Ray right there. See you after the break.
me do my thing.
Take it to the next level with Globe's fiber, LTE advanced, and 5G mobile connection. Now you have the power to reinvent your world. Globe.
Guys, help please! Nawawala si Max!
No! Sige, tara, post natin.
Hala, pa-expire na dito ng MyFi ko.
Ubus na rin yun sa phone ko eh.
Ako bahala. One promo na lang tayo.
With Globe's first ever Surf for All 99, now you have 9 gig to use for all sites. And for 4 friends on any device. One promo for all you need.
Look who I found! Yeah.
One promo for all you love. The first ever Surf for All 99. Only from Globe.
Why don't you watch me do my thing? Reinvent and show the world, yeah. Just to be more, just to be better, just to evolve, just to evolve, just to be more, just to be better, just to evolve, just to evolve. Every time the world spins round, reinvent 360. Thinking you gon' mess up your thing, yeah. Show the whole world, reinvent. Nobody should know something is strong. Why don't you watch me do my thing?
Take it to the next level with Globe's fiber, LTE advanced, and 5G mobile connection. Now you have the power to reinvent your world. Globe.
Guys, help please! Nawawala si Max!
No! Sige, tara, post natin.
Hala, pa-expire na dito ng MyFi ko.
Ubus na rin yun sa phone ko eh.
Ako bahala.
Welcome back here in the Valiant Challengers Philippine Stage number 2 presented by PPGL, mga kaibigan. Is this gonna be the last game or meron pa tayong tatlo? That's gonna be the biggest question here in this match right now. And syempre, magpapakilala muna kami. Ako nga pala si Vil.
At ako naman si Taylor at kami ang inyong magiging casters para sa VCT Stage 2 presented by PPGL. Ang tanong, Vil, last day mo na ba to o hindi pa? Yun yung yun yung pinaka-importanting tanong dito.
Oh, yun ang pinaka-importante dito kasi hindi ko alam, mga kaibigan,
May
dahil
meeting.
sa inyo. Oh, dahil sa inyo, oo kayo. Baka matanggal kami dito at baka mag-solo cast na lang si Ray Ray. Mahirap yun kayo mga kaibigan, eto na, magkasama na naman kami dito. Hindi ko ba alam kung bakit baka lagi pinagsasama dito. Ewan ko ba.
Fusion
pero
ba,
at least, pero
Baliktad ka na naman.
sorry, 1, 2, 3, fusion time.
1, 2, 3, pag naririnig mo to,
Ito, nasa
kabilang bata. Eto na guys, no, game 3 na tayo. Bren Esports versus SV Empire. Nakita natin yung first 2 games natin. And medyo on the side of, sa unang mapa na nakita natin, yung Ascent na usual map ng SV Empireville. Medyo nahirapan sila, nag-struggle sila doon. It was actually a 50-50 at some point. No, hindi na siya 60-50. 50-50 na siya at some point.
Oo, 650 medyo konting medyo konting nabaliw kasi kahapon eh. Gumawa siya ng ratio 60-50. Ay teka, mali pala yun kasi 110 na yun. Pero at least, diba?
Kaya nag-cast.
Oh,
diba?
I mean, tama ka. Medyo, to be honest, medyo nahihirapan talaga kami on who's gonna win this because kahapon sobrang lakas sa pinakita ng SV Empire pero ngayon sobrang parang napilay talaga sila. Well, actually, EJ not playing is actually a huge factor, mga kaibigan.
Definitely.
Yes, meron silang 6-man pero yun nga lang, EJ contributes a lot. He contributed a lot dun sa laban nila ng Hashira but still, hindi magpapapigil ang SV Empire Esports. Lalaban sila mga kaibigan, sama-sama tayo.
We win as one.
We win
Sabi
as
nga
one.
nila sa SEA Games, no? Hindi, pero totoo, malaking factor din talaga. And usually naman sa isang buong series, no? O kaya naman sa isang buong team, yung first 5, kumbaga na tinatawag, yung first 5, yan lagi yung magkakasama, yan yung laging nagpa-practice. And of course, minsan yung 6-man nila, definitely. Kaso nga lang, malaking factor din para sa mga teammates na, syempre, nag-expect sila na, ay, nandito sana si EJ, pero hindi. So, yung mga plano nila, yung playstyle nila, mag-shift yan yung dynamics ng mga teams natin.
Of course.
Diba?
Pero wala naman tayong magagawa. Things happen naman. Things happen. So, hopefully, they can figure it out. And yun nga, ang tanong talaga, if this is gonna be a game, if this is gonna be 5 games dito sa ating best of 5, or we're gonna see a last game na dito. Well, actually, this is actually a huge factor din for Bren Esports kasi they have the momentum, mga kaibigan. And to be honest, sobrang gandang storya if na-reverse sweep ng SVM part to. I mean, to be
Pero
honest, that's
still,
gonna be the
still,
best.
Kudos pa din kay Kitty. Ang galing.
Yeah.
Nakita mo naman with the ice box, yung mga shots niya against Bren Esports. I mean, the 6-man, hindi lang din siya basta-basta. It's just that maybe Empire is not in their prime ngayon, but Kitty being there also helped them a lot with the jet as well. And I know, sa mga nanonood dyan, sa mga viewers natin, we have also a giveaway para sa inyo, no? Nakikita nyo naman yung pin comment natin, yung VIL points na pamigay para sa mga viewers natin. And, na lang ang sagot mo, no? So, check nyo na lang yung pin comment. Kaya nyo na yan. Basahin nyo na lang.
Marunong na kayo magbasa, mga kaibigan. So please check it out. Pero ito, Taylor, bago magsimula itong match na to, gusto ko lang sabihin na you're looking good today, and sana nakakain ka ng marami. Kung gusto mo ng turon, all you have to do is ask and you shall receive.
Mainit ba yan? Gusto ko kasi...
Mainit.
Oo. Okay,
Mainit ang turon na to.
Oo.
Meron pang
pero
halong...
mas gusto ko yung ulam ni Ray Ray kanina.
Yung tahong ng... Delikado yun, Bes. Wag ganun.
Huwag mong sabihin.
Delikado yun, Bes. Delikado yun.
Nagdidilim paningin ko, Phil. Nagdidilim paningin ko.
Nagdidilim na paningin mo. Pero at least ang importante na natuwa rin naman yung papa niya. Pero going back here in this game. Pero ayun nga, SVM Empire.
GK Daddy rin ba pangalan?
Yun nga, may GK baby kahapon. Ako nga pala si GK
Daddy.
You can call me Daddy if you want to. Anyway.
Okay. Back to the game. Magagalit na naman si ano. Sino ba nagalit kahapon? Si Richard.
Si Richard. Magagalit naman siya. Shoutout kay Richard. Oo nga, sinabi na pang interbarangay daw. So, kung nagkaroon ng interbarangay sa inyong mga kaibigan, i-invite nyo kami. I-invite nyo kami, di ba?
Please.
Please. Sabi na papalit daw siya dito. Nasaan siya? Wala di ba? Wala tayong magagawa dyan.
Shoutout sa'yo, Richard. Okay lang yan. Anyway.
Pero nag-i-enjoy talaga kami, swear. I mean, this is the time na talagang i-enjoyin talaga natin itong match na to. So, dito na kami. Ang makalat na duo, mga kaibigan.
Tama. Sabi nga dito ni Ray Esperanza, uy, si Taylor bias casting na naman. Let's go.
Yan. Bias yan.
Mga 10 hours of learning, no? Basta
10 hours of learning, years of experience. At the end of the day, bias.
Let's go. Anyway,
let's go.
Puntahan natin yung giveaway. Let's go din natin yan. Silipin natin kung paano ba mananalo yung mga viewers natin. Ang gagawin nyo lang naman ay ilalike at ipa-follow nyo ang PPGL Facebook page. Tapos, i-like at i-share nyo yung stream na to with the caption kung anong team ang sinusuportahan nyo. Make sure, syempre, naka-public yung post. Wala ka naman magpo-post ka, tapos ako lang makakakita. Parang ganon, di ba? At gamitin nyo yung hashtag natin, hashtag Valorant Challengers, hashtag VCTPH, hashtag PPGL Valorant, hashtag Pogi si Vil, hashtag Bring Vil to Iceland, mga kaibigan. At pwede kayong manalo ng ating 1,500 plus Valorant points. 10 winners yan. Hindi kami yung mag-a-announce, kaya wag nyo kaming kulitin.
Actually, speaking of Iceland, mga kaibigan, to be honest, talaga nagpe-prepare na kami ni Eliza. Actually, nakaschedule na nga yung mga nakaschedule na nga kami sa DFA sa Natol.
Nag-renew na kami ng mga passport namin.
Nagre-renew kami ng mga passport namin. I mean, wala pang sinasabi sa amin na mag-Iceland kami. Pero we're actually looking forward to it, mga kaibigan. At ang makakapag-push lang yan, kayo. Oo, kayo. So, i-type nyo na, #BringTVIL to Iceland. Kasi pagdating sa Iceland, mga kaibigan, ang number one dyan, kami na bahala dyan. Diyos ko po. Ang labo-labo kasi isipin mo, ang Iceland, puro damo. Ang Greenland, puro yelo. Ang labo, di ba? Parang kami lang. Pero at least, this is gonna be exciting for sure. Kasi it's been my dream to cast EU teams, NA teams, lalo na if ever nagkaroon tayo ng Philippine representative doon. Oh my God!
Kaso work from home.
I really want that. Ha?
Kaso work from home.
Di andyan naman ang Icebox. So Icebox
na lang. Diba? Bring table to Icebox. Well, right now, guys, kung sa tingin nyo, syempre, chat na yung mga yan, no? Ang tagal naman, i-start nyo na! Napakatagal nyo naman. Bakit di nyo pa i-start? Hindi kami yung nagsa-start ng laro, guys. Pero eto na, just kakapasok lang, mainit na balita, no? Just fixing some technical difficulties on the side of the players para pagpasok natin sa laro, G na agad, di ba?
Oo, G na agad.
Oo na lang. Hula ko. Guys, ito sabihin ko sa inyo, ito ang itsura ni Bill pag nagbabasa ng comments habang nagkakas. Kita-kita niyo naman. Huli-huli.
Huling-huli sa akto.
Huling-huli sa akto, diba?
This is me in my natural habitat.
So, ganyan po yung itsura niya.
To be honest, wag niyo pong iisipin kasi kami rin talaga ang nag-aano doon. Kami rin talaga ang nagko-comment doon. Wala po kami mga admins or anything. Yes, meron kami admins pero hindi namin hinahayaan yung admins namin na makipag-interact. Baka kasi kung
So, basically si Vil talaga yung nagchat-chat, yung nagko-comment ng mga kung ano-ano diyan, no? So, PPGL, alam niyo na. Si Vil na mismo nagsabi na siya mismo ang nagta-type ng mga kino-comment niya. Kagaya ng sabi mo kanina, medyo mainit, no? Gusto mo...
Yeah, that's true.
Medyo mainit. Gusto mo...
Medyo mainit eh. Kasi ito lang... Pagkatapos ito, kunwari pag off-cam na, I'm gonna remove this coat for sure. Tatanggalin ko tong coat na to, mga kaibigan. So goodbye coat. Kasi medyo mainit-init kasi.
Mainit din sa point na hindi daw RGB yung gitara ko. Pasensya na Pero kung willing ka mag-send, okay lang naman. Gcash mo na lang.
Alam mo ba sa totoo lang, I'm actually looking forward. I'm actually natawa ako kasi mayroon na ring nakapansin dito sa dito sa letter V ko sa likod.
Ano ibig sabihin yan?
Vil.
Nagtanong pa ako. Junjun ibig sabihin yan.
Junjun, men.
J lang pero pag ganun, pa V. No, kumbaga. So guys, habang nag-aantay tayo na maayos yung technical difficulties on the side of the players, kami muna makikita nyo, diba? Kitang-kita yung mukha namin habang nagbabasa ng mga comments ninyo. So parang ganun na lang, no? So, shoutouts pala sa lahat ng viewers. Uy, ang grabe itong natin, mga Ecom squad natin, Vil.
Ecom squad ako po.
Solid
yung Ecom squad.
solid.
I mean, promise ang Ecom squad dahil isa yan sa pinaka-solid na tao sa buong buhay ko, mga kaibigan. Kasi
sa buong buhay mo?
Oo, kasi if ever na, like, kunyari nag-stream tayong dalawa, magkasama kami ni Eliza sa isang game. I mean, talagang umuulan ng stars pang Ecoms nating dalawa, di ba? Sobrang solid nyo, guys. And, syempre,
i-follow nyo na kami. I-like nyo na yung page namin. Please, utang na loob, nagmamakaawa kami. I-like nyo na.
I-like nyo na yung page namin ngayon para lang at least makakuha pa kayo ng update sa totoo lang. Pero mga kaibigan, don't forget na syempre na alam ko hindi tayo makapag-send ng stars ngayon. So ibibigay namin yung mga Gcash namin. Ipera nyo na lang, mga kaibigan.
Tatype na lang namin.
Pangbili namin ng mga pagkain.
Pagkain na lang. Nag-comment yung PPGL, Vil. Sabi ni PPGL, siya daw yung nagdidilim yung paningin niya. So, baka, alam mo na, no? Bukas wala naman talagang VCT bukas. Last na pala to. Next week, no? Baka sakali. Pero guys, while we're fixing the technical difficulties, makikikulit muna kami sa comment section sa inyo. But right now, we're just gonna go in a very short break. Nakipagkwentuhan lang kami sa inyo, guys. Muling magbabalik ang VCT PH, kaya huwag kayong aalis.
you want to level up your entertainment, G-Pay your way and get the latest games and movies on Google Play using Globe Prepaid and Postpaid. Add payment method on Google Play. Enable payment through Globe Prepaid and Postpaid and confirm. No credit card needed. Simpleng-simpleng steps para tuloy-tuloy ang purchases at downloads sa Google Play. Your safe one-stop shop for apps, games, music, and movies on your Android device. Use Google Play now through Globe Prepaid and Postpaid para level up ang entertainment. Also available in TM.
Welcome back sa VCT PH presented by PPGL. Stage 2 week 2 na tayo mga kaibigan. And grand finals nga ng Bren Esports versus SV Empire. Yung standing natin sa mga nagtatanong kahit kakakita nyo lang doon sa loading o waiting screen natin. No? Alam naman tayo mga Pinoy, nandun na lahat pero tatanong pa rin natin. 2-0 po mga kaibigan in the side of Bren. Best of 5 series to, no? So, hopefully, yung technical difficulties, just to be transparent, basically, we're waiting for the final decisions or kung ano yung nangyayari right now. But, Vil, habang wala pa naman, huwag ka nang malungkot.
Hindi ako malungkot syempre, pero I'm doing my best na sumaya dito at kung narinig ko yung kumakahon, ako yun.
Silently, no?
Silently.
Sa isipan ni Vil, siya yun, guys. No? So,
pero yun nga, syempre, a big shoutout to all our viewers out there. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. Naparod natin ng game 1 and game number 2 so far. Everything is really doing in favor of Bren Esports as we can see. Pero dito ngayon, medyo nagkaroon tayo ng problema dito to the side of
sumasakit
SVM.
yung ulo ni Vil.
Sumasakit yung ulo ko. Parang gusto ko mamigay ng Vil points.
Sumasakit yung ulo ko. Oo, parang gusto ko ring mabayayaan ng Vil points, Vil.
Parang gusto ko ng Vil points. PPGL, wala ba tayo dyan?
Wala ba tayo dyan? Baka naman. Hindi, meron.
naman.
Actually, meron. Sa pinned comment section, i-check nyo na lang. Namimigay ng Valorant points ang PPGL. So, silipin nyo na lang yan kung paano kayo pwedeng manalo. At parang ikaw ata yung sinisisi nila. Vil, bakit daw walang kuryente ngayon? Dahil daw sa Vil. Napakalaki ng Vil. Yun yung sabi.
Kung ako sa inyo, mga kaibigan, huwag niyo akong isali dyan. Labas ako dyan.
Bakit nyo kami dinadamay?
Labas niyo ako dyan.
Vil, no? Sabihin mo na lang sa akin, nice cast. Ang dami kong ginawa para sa araw na ito.
Nice cast. Yeah. Ang importante, Taylor, is kahit sa maikling... Kahit sa maikling panahon, sandali nagkita tayo, nagkasama tayo ulit.
Oo, tama.
At mga kaibigan, tulad nung nakita nyo sa mga page namin, 15 likes, ladies and gentlemen, magti-TikTok kami ni Taylor.
Dinamay mo pa ako.
Oo.
Kahit,
wala ka na. Partner.
Oh, sige.
Ilang taon na tayong magkasama sa industriya. Pero hindi, 7 taon, 7 to 8 years na tayong magkasama, magka-partner. Pero hindi pa tayo sumasayaw na pareho. Yun ang gusto ko makita.
Sa tingin mo, sumasayaw talaga yung sa TikTok ako? Meron akong TikTok.
Tignan natin yan. Meron din akong TikTok, mga kaibigan.
Talaga? Wala ka ba pinapost?
Actually, meron na. Meron akong tinry na i-post.
Pero dinilit mo din kasi na-realize mo. Na-realize mo parang hindi yata tama to.
Decision ko, hindi ko alam kung tama ba ito mga decision ko sa buhay ko, mga kaibigan. Pero, if you are actually wondering, asan ba yung mga English casters natin? Siyempre, tignan muna natin yung mga links if ever gusto nyong lumipat sa Twitch or anything. Pero,
fade in na siya ngayon.
Game.
Hindi na siya slide.
Hindi na siya slide. So, next slide, please. Hindi na ganun, mga kaibigan. Well, just go to twitch.tv/ppgl_VCTPH or yung bit ng PPGL YouTube if you want to watch the English commentary, and kung gusto nyo nandito sa aming piling, mga kaibigan, kasi hindi namin kayo iiwan kahit anong mangyari tulad ng ginawa sa'yo ng ex mo, dito lang kayo sa Filipino commentary together with me and Eliza
and Ray,
and Ray, mga kaibigan. Pero mga kaibigan, we just want to announce you something, at andito naman si Eliza para sabihin niya.
Pinasa mo pa sa akin. Announcement, guys. Isang matinding announcement para sa inyong lahat. Na to finally announce it, huwag kayong malungkot dahil hindi na ayos ang technical issues natin, mga kaibigan.
At habang nagigitara si Rero, mag-alcohol ako.
At dahil dyan, guys, by default, nanalo ang Bren Esports. Matatanggal talaga tayo sa trabaho nito. Pero ito, guys, official announcement, we just got the news that by default nga, hindi na ayos ang technical issues. Even with the 6-man, hindi kinaya dahil, of course, ilan sa mga players natin, hindi makukumpleto yung 5 na lineup natin. So with that, sadly or unfortunately, Bren Esports takes this win on, of course, by default for our grand finals. I am very saddened by this at nakikita nyo naman si Bill parang malungkot at medyo naiiyak. No?
Naiiyak. Alam mo ba, yung mga kabataan dati, di ba kung pa nag-aaway, yung labi ko mga ganito. Di ba pagpaiyak na. Ganun.
Ayan yung mga players natin, guys. Ayan, medyo obviously disappointed din yung Bren Esports. I mean,
sobrang
of course, you wanna play it out, di ba?
This is a really unfortunate, to be honest. I mean, you actually feel sorry actually for SV Empire. Yun nga, pero they did their best. They tried their best. They gave us a really, really good show against the defending champions, Hashira. But, yun nga lang.
Parang kahapon yung finals natin tuloy niya.
Oo nga, no. Pero, yun nga, hindi lang talaga natuloy ngayon. But still, GG's and kudos. Palakpakan naman natin ang SV Empire, mga kaibigan. Isang palakpak para sa 1 milyon. Dalawang palakpak para sa 2 milyon. Ayun, mga kaibigan. Anong apelido mo ulit?
Taylor.
Hindi. Ikaw na si Eliza Payaman, mga kaibigan. So, apparently, yeah. A big shout out to all the people who just tuned in. A big shout out to all the viewers out there. Sobrang solid yung lahat. Nag-enjoy kami. And
nag-enjoy ako mag-cast, guys.
Oo, nag-enjoy ka mag-cast. And huwag kayong mag-alala kasi si Taylor naman, siya ang bababad sa sa next week. Akala mo, ha?
Akala mo,
so, yeah. This is it, actually. This is it. Of course, problems happens knowing na wala naman tayo sa LAN. Hindi naman tayo LAN event or anything. It is actually online. So, like, yung nangyari ngayon, hindi talaga natin mapipigilan ito. Problems are really inevitable. It's like we really can't stop it. Tama yan. Pero all we have to do is deal with it, and we have to adjust, and we have to, like, look forward sa future na hopefully pag nagtapat ulit ang Bren Esports at SV Empire. This is gonna be the match na talagang gusto nyo panoorin.
Lagi naman nagtatapat tong dalawang to eh. Most likely,
all the time,
magkikita pa rin itong dalawang teams natin. At maghaharap pa rin sila pagdating ng panahon. So sa mga naghahanap may delay kasi yung chat natin. Napansin nila na wala yung gitara. So pinrepair ko talaga siya para sa moment na to, guys. Para sa inyo.
Magkakantahan sa kami sana ni Taylor dito eh. Kaya sobrang sayang.
Mag-stream na lang tayo, Vil, no? Sayang naman yung ko. Sayang naman yung ligo.
Sayang naman ligo. Naligo ka?
Oo no? Sayang yung makeup.
Hirap kasi kakaligo ko lang last week tapos maliligo ulit ako. Baka sipunin naman ako niyan. Mahirap naman, di ba? Pero yeah, see you sa mga nanonood dyan. See you na lang sa mga sarili nating page, sarili nating stream. Baka mali nyo, dun tayo makipagkulitan. At syempre, hindi lang, wag lang sana kayo manood. Sana mag-send din kayo ng
sige, ako nang bahala taga-gitara. Ikaw nang
Oo nga, mga kaibigan. At syempre, nagbabalik tayo dito ulit na napapanood nyo itong sobrang lungkot na nangyari dito sa SV Empire. And as you can see, it's just Bren Esports winning this with a 3-0. 2-0 yung kalaban nila. Pero yun nga lang, default win ang nangyari dito. And sana dumating yung oras na magtatapat ulit ang Bren Esports at SB Empire, mga kaibigan. Soon, maybe, dito sa VCT. And pinaghirapan nila to. They did it. I mean, they tried it so hard. And hopefully, it's time for them na mabawi na rin itong match na to, if ever. So we're actually waiting as well for waiting lang na i-throw sa
pwede na
break,
daw.
pero pwede na pala, mga kaibigan.
Kaya nga nagigitara na lang ako para sa ending mo eh.
Oo nga pala, mga kaibigan. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. This is it. It's congratulations to Bren Esports for winning this 3-0 score. And for the last time this week, mga kaibigan, we are your casters. My name is Vil. Alongside with me
is Taylor. At kung ano-anong ginagawa natin dito. Maraming salamat sa suporta nyo, guys. Thank you so much. And sana sa kahit saglit na yon, worth it pa rin yung TF ko, no, na gitara ako. So, maraming salamat. And still, biggest kudos to SV Empire. I know we're gonna still see them at some point, at some time. Magtatapat ulit sila ng Bren Esports. And this is finally it. Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage 2 presented by PPGL. Taylor and Vil signing off para sa inyo. Maya-maya, meron tayong panel, I guess. So, abangan nyo lang yan. But right now, we're just gonna go in a very short break. Usap na muna tayo sa comment section. Guys, sayang naman yung gising natin. Di ba?
So, ng gising ko.
Oo. Kudos sa inyong lahat. Muling magbabalik ang VCT PH.
Dear Mother, light of the home. Dad?
Hey, baby! Greetings, Professor Rodolfo.
May I be absolved from...
Math club tomorrow? May Globe Virtual Hangouts kasi.
Go and hang out from wherever you are. Just open the Globe One app, choose an event, and click join.
Watch concerts online!
Dance together! We can do quiz nights!
Yo, let's go! If you allow me, I promise.
To make it up to you. And repay your kindness tenfold? Truly, your favorite child. I love you, Dad. Mimi.
Please, please. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy your fave events with Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts. All together now.
Yes!
Every day is a new day. So why don't you just get up and go? No time to waste. What are you waiting for? Why don't you just get up and go?
Go and create even more with the new Globe Prepaid, because it's your imagination that will keep the world going.
little bit of an unfortunate day here, as we did see a default. But at the end of it, we do finally have our representative to the Valorant challengers here from the Philippines, as we're going to the regional tournament very, very soon. Welcome back. You're joining me on the Updraft. I'm Estrado. I'm your host here today. And we got a special interview with one of the players here, and we're ready to have him already. So Borkum, we actually have him online right now. Borkum from Bren Esports. Welcome to the show, man. Congratulations on your grand final win.
Thank you for having me here, and good evening to all of you.
Good evening. And okay, I'm gonna start this interview by saying, okay, I guess we're all disappointed a little bit about what happened.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that were out of our control. I know you guys must not be feeling all that happy about it, but let's just focus on the Challenger Series here. How are you guys feeling approaching the Challenger Series? You get another chance to play the international teams again. What's that like for you guys right now?
For us, we're just keep continuing to gain experience, lalo na sa Southeast Asia and dito din sa Philippines, and yun. Sa buong series namin, from quarterfinals and semis to grand finals, sobrang ayun, nasa focus yung lahat, yung team, prepared lahat yung bawat player, and isa lang yung mindset namin. We're on the same page lahat. So, yun. And nagfo-focus lang din kami sa Southeast Asia Challengers. Yun talaga yung goal namin eh.
Yeah, and it looks like you guys still have your fighting spirit. Everybody's looking like they're training very, very hard. So what's the atmosphere like? What's the mood in your team like? Approaching the challengers, are you guys a little bit nervous? Are you guys motivated, especially with Wits now joining you? What's it like now?
Yeah. I think we're motivated because we have a new player, experienced player like Wits, and it helps a lot to the team.
Okay. Well, so the next thing is trying to beat. This is, I think, really important for us, not just as casters, but as Filipinos and fans of Valorant. What's the game plan? How do you guys and all of the supporters of Bren? We want to know, how do you guys plan to beat like the Indonesian teams and the Thai teams? How do we catch up to their level and beat them in the next challengers?
I think just watching their previous matches, so you can do your homework, so you can prepare something like this. Is you can do this and you can do that, and yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you guys go, and congratulations. But before I do that, anyone you want to give a shout out to or thank you to on stream right now? It's your time to shine.
Number one, thank you G sa blessings na binigay niyo sa amin, and sa family ko, sa mga sumusuporta sa akin, sa buong team sa Bren, maraming salamat, and sa my one and only si Claudine, yan. Shoutout sa'yo. And happy birthday. Malas lang nila eh. Birthday ko.
Happy birthday.
Birthday ko eh. And yan. Sa lahat ng sumusuporta ng Valorant scene, ayan. Sa mga aspiring pro, continue nyo lang yan. So, ayan. God bless Philippines.
All right, thank you, and happy birthday. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Borkum. All right, we just heard from Borkum himself, one of the absolute best players we've ever seen in the local scene. Glad to have heard from him. Welcome back, panel, Viminal and Ling. Little bit of a disappointing day, so I don't think we should really tread on it too much. Not really much we can break down and talk about there, but let's talk about something we can be excited about. We have next week, which is the other top 8 teams, and I think that's going to be very, very fun and exciting because I have genuinely no idea how that's going to go. And second of all, we have the upcoming Challenger Series from the SEA region, which is going to be also one heck of a fight. Viminal, which one of these things are you looking forward to the most? And then Ling, you just follow up on that right there.
For me, I'm really looking forward to the C Challengers final. We already have a PH representative and Bren before. I feel like they're more than ready to take a gander at it again, take another shot against the international teams that have defeated them in the past. And really, it's a very exciting picture when we're involved on the international stage. And maybe this time around we'll go even further than just the C region. But
Well, it's going to be highly doable for Bren after all. I mean, looking at the side of things, even though there's like a lot of issues that came up, I'm pretty sure Bren has higher chances on crossing the C border right now with being able to flex on a duelist role, and I don't see anything that could go wrong. They have enough time to prepare, and then basically the right foundations to work on overall, and they don't really have to work on anything as much because experience from wits could actually be enough. They don't really have to think about it so much on adjusting fully well to him.
Right. That's I think one big factor when it comes to playing international tournaments, Viminal. When it gets to that stage, you know that they have the composure. You know that they have the moxie to be able to go up against top teams, which, let's be honest here, I don't think Humi was ready for it yet. I know at some point in his career, he's a very promising athlete. I forget the term nowadays, but definitely a promising young man. But he wasn't ready for it then, and I feel like Wits, though, will definitely be ready to step up to the challenge. What are your thoughts on this? Do you feel like this is a little bit of a sigh of relief? Is this the best iteration, the best chance we have right now for the Philippines and SEA?
Here's the thing. This roster is, again, very new. This is just 7 days, more or less, of practice for Bren. So that is a point of argument, I'd say. Can this be the best iteration of Bren, despite them not having the most amount of practice relatively compared to the other rosters? But so far, it's looking really good for them. And really, having that moxie on the international stage is a totally undervalued thing, in my humble opinion. It's just, it's a known fact that you get the jitters, you get the shaky aim when you step on that international stage for someone who isn't as experienced as Wits. So that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Not only that, I would like to actually add into the factor that Wits already has an international experience all on his own, and it's not just about keeping his composure, it's just how familiar he is, given that he played for a foreign team, which is MITH before, and I'm pretty sure whatever he picked up during those runs, or rather during that point of his career, could be something that Bren could use right now. I mean, given the fact that he already has been adaptive, what other knowledge could he actually add on towards a team that could definitely help them on their journey for the future?
Yeah, I agree here. And they're going to the C Challenger finals. This is a big deal. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do. But let's zone it back. Let's bring it back a little bit here. Next week, we still have the ending of the VCT, Stage 2, Chapter 3. And Viminal, we have so many teams who I just don't know who it's gonna be, because we've got these great teams, and I think everybody has a fair shot. It's kind of a little bit of a repeat where Bren of Stage 1, where Bren got in, and then everybody's now fighting for it. It's kind of a little bit of a battle royale to see who can take the next spot. But maybe give me one or two teams who I'm gonna limit it. Give me one team who you're really looking at to be our champion next week.
Okay, you know what? In my mind, I'm looking at Hashira. We saw them earlier this weekend. They underperformed. I really do believe they're gonna bounce back from that loss and sort of shake things off and realize, guys, we can't slack off now. We had the chance to become the top dog in the Valorant scene here in the Philippines, and we are so close to achieving that. We can't let that slip away. So I think they're gonna be working on their fundamentals again. They're going to be working on their mindset. I think they're going to be much stronger coming into week 3.
I'm going to agree with you there. There's definitely a lot of the Hashira players are working on, and they got a stern telling off from their coach. You best believe me on that one. Ling, let's go to you here. Any particular teams on the upcoming final that you're looking forward to seeing maybe taking that shot?
Man, for Challengers 3, I want to see Empire compete once again. I mean, no doubt about this team at all. It just so happens that there have been a lot of unfortunate events that came along their way, and this is where we actually don't really see them unlock their full potential, or rather be in the best form that they can. I mean, given the circumstance, I'm pretty sure that they want that type of opportunity as well, and rather they will be a lot more reliable, and I do hope they will be able to fix these type of issues once they actually are going to be on that stage.
I agree. I think Empire has a lot of potential here, and like many teams who are plagued by honestly terrible situations with technical difficulties. There's just not much we can do about it because we are in a unique situation in the middle of a pandemic here.
Yeah.
But these teams are really showing us that there's a lot of grit. And there's a lot of resilience in these teams and players here, but hopefully they're able to fix that very very soon. Now, going into the final week here, though, I'm gonna ask you, Viminal. There's got to be a couple of underdogs, a couple of people who might secretly take this that we have no idea who might do it. I'm gonna say this: my bet, and I know the fans are gonna like this. I think Alpha Esports, they have a small chance, but I think they
Burn
might
Golden.
win. Yeah, I think Alpha Esports, they're an underdog here, but they might just be a dark horse to actually qualify to SEA next week.
Okay. For me, my underdog would be Vendetta. We haven't really seen a lot of Vendetta recently, but they're made up of really talented players. You got Realist there, then you got Dummy, who is another player who was previously from NA, who transferred to the Philippines. He's had a ton of professional experience in the realm of esports in different FPS titles, and I'm really curious to see what he brings to the table. So if I were you, I'd keep an eye out for Vendetta.
Well, Vendetta, definitely not a team we're too familiar with, but the names of the players we are familiar with themselves. As to how they perform, that's just a matter of time. Ling, any team that you feel like might be a little bit of a dark horse, excuse me, or an underdog here?
It could have been GXR, first things first, but then again, I'm just a little bit disappointed on how they actually did during this qualifiers. I mean, it wasn't really pretty usual for us to not see Georgie and Ching, but it could have been a bad day because that actually happens to a lot of players here in these type of tournaments, and I really do hope they will bounce back from that. And yeah, from the last challengers, I mean, they really should step it up a little bit now.
Yeah, indeed. We're already at the very end here, but let's take a look at who the MVP was in this entire series, in this best of three here. Obviously, we have a player from Bren. It's going to be none other than Borkum, who we just interviewed a second ago, and what a performance from him. Viminal, these games that we saw in the first couple games, they had no business being that close. Empire put up a good fight, despite the fact that they didn't have EJ.
All things considered, even with their six-man kitty, they put on a good show. Honestly, it was very close during the first parts of the game, but then they would just falter during the second half. Obviously, can't say the same for Icebox. It was a bit more of a stump, but of course, we can attribute that success to the birthday boy over here, Borka, and he's played phenomenally today. And that's the thing about Bren. Any one of them could pop off at any given moment when some of their members aren't popping off as usual. It's just anybody can step up. They're a very competent team, and oftentimes, you know that feeling when you're playing a ranked game and you feel like you're with someone you play with a lot, and then you feel like they always know what to do.
Right.
You can always count on them to go for that clutch. And I imagine playing in the Bren squad would feel just like that. Any one of them got this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. The trust so important among these players right now, especially now that we are at the very end, the very tail end of stage 2 here. And as you can see, this is the bracket for week 2 on stage 2 on obviously the third day. Bren taking that spot for the SEA Challengers series, and they're looking so much better. My only hope is they stay in form and they use these 2 weeks to the fullest and grind 200% of the time,
Yeah.
the middle.
Now, here's the thing. It's quite unfortunate that, again, Empire lost to a default because, in my opinion, this is the weakest point in the Bren roster that we're going to see. Because they're only going to get stronger with this 5-man roster the more they gel, the more they practice, the more time they spend with each other. Right now, they only had 7 days of practice. And this is probably, logically, the time where, you could strike when the iron's hot. But unfortunately, just not the case.
Yeah, but what about you, Ling, here? Any last thoughts, I guess, before we wrap up for the day, before we go and take a look at a couple of other things here? Ling, what are your thoughts on the current state of Empire? Do you think that they can come back and fight this for next week? Because I feel like a lot of their strength right now was that momentum, but they seem to have lost it after a defeat through a default like this.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they are going to be out for blood for the next qualifiers, and might have to say again, I'm pretty sure the team has a lot more to offer once they're going to be playing on that 5-man team in a way that they wanted to. You've seen AJ and how much impact he has on the team, and we haven't seen much of him or none of it at all. No stench of him inside the server, and hopefully, this could be his time to shine. Not exactly the word, but I would definitely have to say his moment of redemption to put the team back into their confidence right now.
Yeah, definitely will take a little bit of an effort to get into it here, but we already have the winners of the tournament, but let's have the winners of the giveaway here. We get ready for it, guys. I hope you are. We're giving away 1,500 plus worth of Valorant points. Congratulations to you guys. And since I let them do the announcements earlier, I'm going to let my panel take care of this half
Can I
as
do
well.
it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Middle.
all right. I haven't done the giveaway. It's honestly my favorite part of the stream. So, all right, buckle up, guys. I'm going to be reading the names right now. Congratulations again for winning 1,500 Valorant points. Jep Aquino, Maymay Valeriano, CZ Sam, Samantha De Jesus, Jelly Gamit, Haron Espinelli, Andre Pastores, RJ Malcampo, Gail Ryan, and MC David Racho Perez. Congratulations. Woo! I think I did pretty well.
I think you did.
All
You
things
did
considered.
fantastic. Yeah. Well, congratulations. You guys just won yourself. Excuse me. It's a bit long day. 1,500 Valorant points. And you guys get to keep that for the new stuff. But what can you use that for? We're about to find out. Before we wrap up, any last thoughts, guys? Ling, any last thoughts for the end of the day?
And it's gonna be my message for EJ. Go buy a generator or something, and that's a bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. It just hurts, man. Viminal, your thoughts?
You know, it's just, again, very heartbreaking for someone like EJ. But my thoughts go out to him and the rest of his team. I know they're still going to be back into this with a strong mindset. They're not going to be phased by this after having it let sink in. So I'm really looking forward to week number 3. Again, we're going to be seeing 8 teams that are seeded. And oftentimes, after Bren has exited the bracket, things tend to become a lot tighter. The competition is more fierce with Bren out of the equation. So, you know, this is going to be a thing.
So, echoing your statements to Empire, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, guys. Well, now we got to move on right here. It's time for us, unfortunately, say goodbye, though. But before we do say goodbye, we have to give some quick thank yous to all of the sponsors that made this happen. Thank you to PPGL, the largest multi-esports game league in the Philippines, organized by Mineski Philippines and by Globe. Now, hashtag reinvent exciting victories in Valorant with the new skin bundles. Oh, get yours now on Coda Shop with Globe. Thank you for, of course, our official gaming PC and laptop partner, Predator, hashtag summon your strength. Globe Virtual Hangouts will reinvent esports and bring it to a whole new level. Let's get hashtag OL together now, as Virtual Go Esports brings events and programs like no other, starting with an apprenticeship program led by the pros, stream takeovers, and local and international tournaments. Download the Globe One app and click Virtual Hangouts to get updated on the latest happenings on Globe Virtual Hangouts. And don't forget to like our social media. Facebook, YouTube is PPGLGG, and on Twitch, it's PPGL_VCTPH. And on TikTok, it's at Hello PPGL. So yeah, that about wraps it up for us at the very end of it all. We've seen the rise and the fall of the Empire. But now it's time for us to bid you adieu and see you guys next week, because we will be continuing with the last week of Valorant Challengers Philippines Stage number 2. So see you guys again. My name is Illustrado on behalf of the panel and amazing casters. We'll see you guys for next week. That's week number 3. Good game and good night.